Hey everybody,
Hey, how's it going, everyone?
how you guys doing? Hope you're having a great evening. We're gonna let the delay catch up a little bit, even though it's only a 4 second delay, but
Yeah,
we're kind of slow ourselves. I don't know about you guys, but I'm getting up there in age, so slow is my game here lately.
you're
But
younger than me.
oh yes, I what by a few months. We're both the
You're,
same age now.
yes, you caught up for a little bit.
I'm like 5 months younger than you. So yeah, we're both 49. Yay.
Yay.
But you'll always be older than me. That's what I tell Jeff all the time. It's like, hey, guess what? I told him
Yep,
because Jeff is bless his heart, he is in his 50s. And I told him, I said, I'm slowly catching up with you, but yeah.
yep.
I
That's
give you
why
a
I
hard
always,
time all the time.
yeah, that's why I always tell people, when they're like, "You're older than me," I'm like, "Well, the dog that's biting me is barking at you."
Yeah. Well, it's the dog that is biting you isn't too far. It's like nibbling on me. It ain't the barking. It's I'm being nibbled on. All right. I'm gonna say hello to everyone. We
All
have
right.
Caleb in the house. Hey, Caleb, how you doing?
Hey, Caleb. Good to have
Uh,
you here.
none for now. And great job on those micarta scales that you did on the Ozark Trail. Really, really
Oh
nice.
yeah, that looked
Love
great.
that. Yes. We have Adventure 50. Hello, everyone, eating dinner. So if I don't say hello, that's why. No, we expect you say hello. So
Yep.
come on, Lance. No, I'm kidding.
Get with the program.
Right. We have Miss Colleen. Welcome back, Colleen. Love having
Welcome
you
back.
here. We have West Country Mudlarks. Says hi, everyone. Hello, West Country. How are you doing tonight?
Hello and welcome.
Caleb is telling Lance to enjoy his food. He can only enjoy it if he shares with us. We know how we roll here on this live, so
Yep.
you got to share. Blind Woo, welcome back. The Chicken Commander himself.
Hey, Rolf.
We have the wonderful Miss Kelly White. Let's see who else. Oh,
Hey,
the
Kelly.
Nightbot. Nightbot doing its thing. Welcome back, Marco. Glad to have you here.
Hey, Marco.
The Miss Hot Barbie Chambers. Welcome back. Glad to see you as always. Let's see. Scanning through. I'm making sure if I like. I guess always if we miss you, just holler at us and um,
Just throw a wrench at Marissa. After she comes back to, we'll get you shouted out.
and Burkle Cerakote. Hello, welcome back.
Hey, Burkles.
If you guys haven't checked out Burkle Cerakote yet, head over there and check out his work. He does Cerakoting on blades. He sent us a picture a couple lives back of the Cerakote he did on his bike. It was like a really great job. So
Yeah.
Cerakote's nice to have. It helps protect and all this other fine stuff. West Country says, hi, Marissa. Hi, Marshall. First time for
Hey.
us. Well, glad you're here. Glad you're joining us. We, of course, love having everybody here. And as Ron Crow would say, you guys know the routine. What's on your plate and in your pocket. So
Yep.
that we have to know. All right. Caleb says, hi, Marshall and Marissa.
Howdy.
Let's see. Kelly, good evening, Marshall and Marissa. Seems like forever since I saw you guys, right? So
Yep.
we did a test run, me and the amazing ladies that's going to be on the live Saturday. So, of course, it's going to be me there. But we're going to have Miss Kelly White, we're going to have Miss Barbie Chambers, and we're going to have Miss Twisted Sis. Awesome ladies. I mean, just amazing ladies. And we were going to do a quick test today just to make sure everybody could be able to get in, access the software, all this other fun stuff. And I think we spent about 3 hours Just literally talking knives, EDC, all the things that we do and everything. And it was so great just be able to spend that time with them. And so I'm looking forward to it. And after spending that time with them, I think you guys should be looking forward to the Saturday live stream. Amazing ladies, absolutely amazing. They all have beautiful sense of humor, compassionate, just all around great ladies. So, and guess what? They all like knives. So,
Yep.
hey, you can't go wrong there.
Nope.
Ross says, "Good evening, Marshall and Marissa. Knives and Gear.
Hey, Rolf.
Good evening. Hope you're doing well." None for now says, "If I miss anyone, I'm cooking and listening." That's what we like to hear. Because we always seem to catch you guys around dinner time. And so, yeah, we got to know. Ground Fog, welcome back.
Welcome back.
Colleen says, "West Country Mudlarks is known in my metal detecting circles and is a great community member." Well, that's awesome. Yeah, we love having you guys, Mudlarks. We love Colleen to bits. She's awesome. She's just as excited about EDC as we are. And yeah, so, and also like following you guys on the Sunday live stream things that you guys do. The premieres that you guys have. Those are awesome. I like watching those and seeing what you guys find. None for now. What's on his plate? Making chicken Alfredo. Got a leek on me. Ooh, yeah.
Nice.
Love those leeks. What leek do you have? Tell me, Zach. I need to know. West Country says, "Yes, we just dig treasure from Victorian dumps." Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Oh, hey.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
That actually sounds fun.
Yep. Barbie, cheeseburgers, fries, extra large sweet tea. Oh, carrying my Capolavaro today. Awesome. And that is pickle still, correct? Correct me if I'm wrong, which I believe it is. Lance says, "I'm eating baked chicken and carrying the best Techman Angry Owl that is being released tomorrow."
Oh,
nice.
He's ahead of the game.
He's like, "I'm going to slide in a smooth plug right here."
Right.
I think that's what the one you showed on your live stream last Saturday, right? So, of course, you guys will correct me if I'm wrong. I try to keep up with everybody. I honestly do. Twista Sis, welcome, sister. It was great getting to talk to you, Marissa. We all. Again, Twisted Sis, she's going to be, like I said, her Barbie Chambers EDC girl and Miss Kelly White are going to be all participating in the live stream on Saturday. We're doing a giveaway plus a members giveaway. You guys aren't going to want to miss it. Just an amazing group of women. I can't say that enough, truly. Let's see. We have El Navajero here today. Sup, guys?
Hey.
How are you doing? I have your goodies over here on my desk. Going out to you tomorrow. And we have Blue in the house. Welcome back.
Hey,
Hope
Blue.
you're doing well. Hope work went well for you today. Let's see. Am I missing? Oh, Caleb. I made shrimp Mozambique, and I have the Demco 8020.5 clip point and S35BN and the Legion Steel Knives ASGEIR in 20.5 and the old Kershaw Leak 1776 Tonto Link.
Yep.
Okay. I'm like, link or leak? I was like, link or leak? Link or leak?
Carrying a good
What is it?
Good selection of knives there, especially that ASGEIR.
None for now says just a gray one, black wash. So those are still nice. I got one of those right over here behind me. Love my leaks. Barbie says yes. Pickled steel. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, yes, that's correct. I won a leak on HWG's 1K Celebration Live. Not sure what leak, though. I think, which one did he win? Was it the black or the silver leak?
The black.
Leak. The black. Okay, so yeah, it was the black one.
Yeah.
And I have that one that you're getting, Knives and Gear. Its sister is right up here on my shelf. Yes, gotta have knives have sisters and brothers. Colleen said I had hibachi shrimp over rice with carrots and zucchini. I had Mississippi pot roast for dinner. That's what I had. It was good.
Hibachi shrimp. I miss that.
West Country says thanks, but sadly we have to go. It's 0:15 here bedtime, but I've hit the like and we'll share you on our social page. Night all. Have a great night, West Country. Glad you came in. Always love when everyone stops in to say hello, even if it's just for a moment. We know everyone has busy lives, so as long as you tell us what you're eating, and what you're carrying, we got to know the food, even if you're not carrying. El Navajero said it's been a while since I've won something. Well, hopefully, if you come around Saturday night for our giveaway, hopefully you'll win something then. Twisted says, thank you, Mrs. Legion Still. You're very welcome, hon. Yes, I loved talking with Trina, who is Twisted Sis. Like I said, she'll be on Saturday night. You guys don't miss it. Truly, don't miss it.
Yeah.
He says, I'm also sending some packages and stickers out tomorrow. Great. Adventure 50, I showed it on the live stream and dropped the unboxing video today. Okay. All right. I need to go watch that. I've been busy with the ladies today, which was actually super refreshing. It gave me a break from a lot of things that I do daily. So I'll go watch it today. And we have Rolf Robertson actually leveled up to LSK Warrior. So Guess what?
I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
All right. Go ahead.
All right, that's for you, Rolf. And we're going to give you some gong. All right.
I was like, how long are you going to stay at the gong? One more time. We have Barbie, who leveled up to LSK Warrior. All right.
All right. And give you some gong as well.
All right, awesome. Thank you, Rolf and Barbie. All right, and Caleb said 20 CV. Sorry, by the way. I knew what you meant. I'm not here to correct anybody. I was just like, that's fine. That works too. So no worries, Caleb. Blue, he gave us a whole list. Your Jumbo Tucson Tintara. Tempest Microjet, Devo Fireball, Ho K320, Pickle Steel Warhog, TKF Fixie, Aries Crow, QSP Hedgehog, Jack Wolf Vampire Jack, Forest Hank, Sensalot Wallet, ProTech 1LAA. Okay, well, y'all have a good night. We're done. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's some full pockets right there.
A lot of weight in those pockets. I'll be sending the ASGEIR to Clint Crosby Monday, so look out for a great video on his channel. He is an awesome guy. All right, yeah, we'll definitely go check that out.
Thank
We'll
you
go
for
over
doing
there and
that.
harass Clint.
Yep.
Let's see. All right. Did you pick up that mint chocolate chip leak? No, I didn't. And let's see. And to answer you, knives and gear insight, the one for mine that I have is showing 14C28N. I had to look it up to make sure I give you the correct information. I have several leaks. Yeah, the 14C28N is what it's showing. All right. And but no, Blue, to go back to what you said, I didn't pick it up yet. I have my Precious. That was for my birthday. My rainbow leak that has been discontinued. It was found, and it was a birthday present from my husband to me. And it is now my Precious. So I am like super happy about this. And now it's on to the next knife that I've been looking for, which has also been discontinued by Kershaw. So let's see. Twisted Sis says, I am making a hamburger meat ramen mac noodles in Velveeta mix. That sounds good. Sounds very good. If you guys get that. And we have Colleen, who just became an LSK recruit. Thank you, Colleen.
Guess what?
And you know what that means.
I got a fever.
Yep.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
Thank you,
All
Colleen.
Right.
And we'll give you some gong.
Yes, you got to have the gong.
Colleen, this gong is for you. All right.
All right, and Twisted Sis, I have been using my tack ray in an old timer. Not sure what old timer. And Barbie said, well, that made my day. Glad it did. Welcome, Brown Sugar. Glad to see you back. All right, scanning through. Making sure I did not mess anyone. Mess? Okay, sure. We all know y'all are messed up, so we'll just go with that. Making sure I didn't miss anyone, and here we go. Adventure 50, LSK recruit.
I gotta have more cowbell, baby.
And soon I will be able to do that to Marissa again, right up next to her head.
No.
All right. And a gong for Adventure 50. Thank you, Adventure 50.
Don't worry, Twisted Sis. That happens to us all the time. We are business partners, and we get mistaken for that a lot. But no worries. Don't feel bad at all. Please don't.
Yeah.
Adventure 50, I didn't realize my gifted membership ship expired. I just re-upped. Oh, well, thank you for doing that, Adventure 50. We know you guys that even those who don't have memberships, it's not required of you. The fact that you guys just show up and we're able to hang out with you, that's what matters most to us. But those of you who have gotten memberships, we appreciate that. And that actually helps the channel, because the money that the channel makes goes straight back into the channel, because we want the members and the viewers to benefit from that. So the YouTube channel is actually a separate entity from Legion still. So we want you guys to benefit from what you're putting into it.
Oh, yeah. 100%.
So Colleen said, love Rainbow hardware. I do too. So I've got the Rainbow Leak. The Rainbow Misdirect is on the shelf behind me right there. And I'm considering getting the Rainbow Outcome next. Why? Just because. All right. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. Blue said, I've had it in my Amazon cart for a while and actually won this one in a giveaway. So was super stoked. That's pretty cool, Blue.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Very awesome.
Caleb, I hate that YouTube doesn't tell you when they expire if they are gifted. Actually, they send you an email. Whatever email you have registered to your YouTube channel. Y'all, I can't talk tonight, so just don't pay me no mind. Anyway, yeah, they'll send you an email. So
yeah, it might be going to your spam if you're not seeing them.
Yeah. Addicted to Blades 2. Welcome back. Glad to see you here.
Welcome back.
All right. Colleen says, I need an aqua zipper or a booklet pouch with rainbow zippers. You were so correct, Colleen. Anything teal, anything like with the rainbow and whatnot, I like it, but even more so because it's discontinued now. So for some reason I tend to chase knives that are discontinued. I'm weird like that. So Caleb says, thanks, Marissa Marshall. I'm going to check my spam folder and fix that. Yeah, you do it. You do it now. I'm kidding. It's like, oh, there goes Marissa. Okay. Knives and Gear said, I just picked up 3 Fentiso knives on Amazon, all 3 at 50% off. That's not bad. Not bad at all.
Yep. Nice.
Let's see. Okay, I think we have everybody covered.
Yep.
And we currently have our special guest waiting in the green room right now. And to answer Colleen's question, why would you discontinue a rainbow? Sorry if I talk sewing lingo. No, girl, I completely understand you. I don't know why they would do it. It was probably when it was in the works was going to be for a limited time. But limited time was kind of for a while. But anywho, so we have our special guest waiting in the green room. We're going to bring him out and we're going to talk with him, find out what's going on with him, see how he's doing. So quick intro and then we'll bring him in.
All right, let's do this.
Welcome to the Legion Steel Knives live stream. The man, the myth, the legend. Loot-10-Tex.
Hey.
Yo, that was cool.
All right. Let me try and see I don't know what it's doing here, but it wants to be part of the screen here. So let me try and hide it. There we go.
All right.
There.
What's up, y'all?
Hey, how's it going, Loot?
It's going all right. That was flattering. I don't know. It's a bit got me blushing.
You're over there like, what'd they do?
That was really cool,
Yes.
though. I appreciate y'all.
No problem. I like doing the intros for everybody that comes in. I know that you're a knife designer, and through Kubi, right? Your designs are through Kubi, or is it changing?
I have some that I've gotten OEM by Kubi. I have some that have been licensed by them, and I have a Kaiser release. This one is, I think it's been discontinued since, though. So the Gavel is my Kaiser license, but I have a few other
Okay.
ones out there.
Oh, well, that's
Nice.
awesome. We know you do a lot of, you have a lot of knife designs out there. And of course, knowing me, I have like a ton of questions to ask you. But yeah, you guys, welcome, Loot. Loot, you should be able to see the chat there on your screen as well. So anytime
Yeah, I
you
was
want to
trying to
address,
figure it out. It was backwards.
yeah, you just address whoever you would like to address, and yeah, we'll go from there. I'll let Marshall start with it.
All
Since
right.
you are both knife designers, I'm sure that y'all have like a ton in common.
So, Loot, why don't we start off with you talking a little bit about, what you do, how long you've been designing knives, kind of the order that everything happened in for you, and a little bit of your history in the knife community.
Sure. Well, it's there is a part of it that I don't really talk about a lot, but I'll just jump to I guess the just before the designing. Was I discovered the knife community. I was always carrying a knife, but I didn't know there was as much as there is to it. And I saw somebody mention the Kershaw Link. They were carrying that. That was my first like big buy, and that I really liked. And I couldn't carry that one at one point for some personal reasons, and so I was looking for something smaller. It was health issues. It wasn't like a legal thing. So I went with just because I went with this. So that was what I had to switch up to, something very small. And this is my Hinderer right here, y'all. My
Yeah.
Hinderer design. So then once I started to find what an alternative to that carry, then I discovered this whole other world. And so I was looking into what knives are out there, and they're pricey. It's a pricey hobby.
Yep.
So I was like, well, I would like to carry this, carry that. So I was like, why don't I try sketching something out? I did that, and I reached out to CRKT, and they said that they didn't accept pan sketches and that or CAD files. They said that what they would accept would be a prototype, something like like something that Donnie Bless does or something like that, or a 3D printed model. So right there, I was like, okay, how do I get that done? I had to learn how to do CAD, then print something out. So that's where it all started going from there. So 2 years ago, I started learning CAD. And just taught myself that through some YouTube videos. Courtly Fabrications was the first video I watched, or channel that I watched, and he had one video on how to design a knife. And then after that, I needed to find some other videos out there to help me out because his is not a tutorial. It's just very fast. It's just him showing how he designs. And but I watched that so many times, and found after that I found Austin Shaner, and just kept building so many hours, putting in work, and just started designing from there. And then got the Clydesdale. That was my first like finished CAD design that I put out there, and the wingspan was the other alternative to. I put a little question, a little post on Instagram. Which one did people think I should go with first? And the Clydesdale just barely beat it out. So that was my first project.
Oh, nice. Yeah,
So
it's exciting when you can see something that you dreamed up in your mind, come into reality.
Oh yeah,
Oh yeah, it becomes your baby at that point, literally.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, after all the work put in, so many hours, just there would be so many frustrating times when trying to learn CAD. There was at one point with the Clydesdale, I got to a point where, you know, I was modeling one side. The way I work is I start on one side and then I mirror it to get to the lock side. So I was ready. I felt like I was in a position to, okay, let me move on to the next part of my design. I couldn't figure out how to mirror it. And it was so frustrating. I kept trying to figure it out. And you know, for me now, it's such a simple thing. But then I was like, what am I doing wrong? And I like trying and trying. I stepped away, came back, tried again. Finally, I mirrored it, and I was like, oh, there was so much relief, so much running through me just from that little thing. But it's because I know how hard I was working, you know, how hard I was trying, and just to go from that and have, you know, I have my 2 OEM designs, and then, you know, 4 that have been released licensed, and it's just I don't feel like I've accomplished what I need to yet at all. I'm doesn't mean that I'm not grateful or anything like that. It's just I know that there's still a lot of work to do, and I want to do more. You know.
Oh, it's addicting. You know, I've got mostly, you know, pencil sketch drawings, and you know, when Marissa was out here, she got to see only part of my stash of knife designs, and you know, once I find where I stashed a whole bunch of others, she'll get to see those. But yeah, CAD can be frustrating. I'm right there with you. And with Fusion, it doesn't help that they update like weekly and they don't tell you what they changed.
Yeah, they do. I had just seen something that the other day that I actually showed during my live stream last night. It's like an AI like to help constrain your design. It's not something that I want to use, but I get the tool because it does take like some figuring out where to put your measurements and your dimensions for it to actually constrain. So I see it because that can be a frustrating part of CAD also. But yeah, that's a new thing. That one I think maybe like 2 weeks ago, like you're saying, and I think they're doing another one tomorrow or Saturday rather, another update. So it's funny, but you're right, man. It's addicting, and just building another design. You start one. Sometimes you even start one as you're working on another one, and then next thing you know, you have 3 working on the same time. It's cool to see it come alive.
Yeah, and it can be a nightmare if you're the ADD type.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because normally less like with us, we'll have one design in the process, and then a totally different knife design, you know, starts, and then you've got by the time, and it just keeps going and going and going because you're like, oh, I have an idea for. Okay, it's not going to work on this one. So let's go make a new one and add that.
Yeah.
And so it's just like constant. So even like when you go to sleep at night, you're like, your brain is still trying to work in that mode, like trying to build that knife, and it's just like never ending.
Yeah, there'd be so many times where I'd be laying there, and especially if I was stuck on something on one of my designs. And then I'm like, oh, what if I try this? And then go and try it out. The frustrating part about that would be when it wouldn't work. Like, man. So
all right, really quick, Barbie just gifted Loot-10-Tex a Legion Steel membership. So one more time, we need some cowbell and gong for both Loot and Barbie.
Oh, very cool.
All right.
Let them have it.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Very cool.
And some gong.
Gotta love it.
Thank you, Barbie. I appreciate you. Very cool.
We are the live that everybody goes deaf on.
Yes. Yes. Barbie, which, okay, I'm not mirrored. So these noise canceling headphones right here, Barbie actually sent to me because when I was in California and sitting next to the gong and it was like so loud, I was literally sticking my fingers in my ears. So she's good at gifting things.
Very thoughtful.
Oh, yes.
All
All right, so I'm going to
So,
pull it up really quick.
okay.
I'm going to pull up the New Breed EDC website because I just have a few questions that I want to go through it and like ask you some questions, Mark, if you don't mind. So the wingspan, and you can jump in anytime. The wingspan is on pre-order right now, correct?
Yes, it is.
Okay. And as I see that there's two options, and as I was looking through your website the other day, these are just some beautiful knives. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
just very well done. I love the blade shape. I mean,
Thank you.
if you guys haven't checked out his knives yet, the Wingspan, make sure you go to his website. It's the newbreededc.com. We'll post the link in the chat. And you can go look yourself, follow along with us. But I mean, just look at this. Absolutely beautiful. And me, like when I go for a knife, it's like I was talking to the ladies earlier today. It's got to catch my eye first before I'm even like I'm gonna pick it up. So just the way the colors and everything just pops, like the blue pops, the silver pops, and whatnot. And so I'm like, this is definitely a knife I would pick up and check out. And so if you would just tell us a little about the wingspan and your process to getting to this, and what's going on with them right now.
Sure. I mean, it's like I said, this was one of the designs that it was runner up to the Clydesdale when I was trying to figure out what project I wanted to work on. So I knew I wanted to do it second. The thing about it was that I wasn't really satisfied with it. The final what I thought was the final version. So when I knew I was going to be doing it next, I went through and I actually remodeled it. And I have well, I talked about the 3D printing. So I 3D printed. Let me see. I don't know if I have them. Oh, they're right here. I 3D printed. I 3D print the stop pins and everything. I put them together, so functional models. But I wanted to create one that was just one solid piece, so I could really feel the ergos. And the first ones, they felt kind of slim. So I went through and so this was the 3D print. I actually took this to Blade Show Atlanta and was having people check that out.
Hold on.
Oh, very nice.
So
Yeah.
that's this was the final version after remodeling it, but
And that's the 3D of it,
that's
the
a 3D
3D print.
And this was the first one, so it's actually a functional model.
Oh wow!
If I can get it up here. So
Nice.
so I made it a little bit thicker on this part right here. Just I wanted it to feel, it's still thin, but I just wanted to add a little bit more grip to it. So there's some subtle differences also on it, but
Yeah.
you know, with these, whenever I put them together, they get a little fidgety, and I always end up knocking out the stop pins because I'm flicking them.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
we gotta play with our knives.
yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Same with the 3D prints. That's how it goes.
Yep.
So yeah, it was a long process, but I was happy to go through it. And then in doing that, I actually came up with the inlay idea because I wanted it to be to flow with the design. I don't really like to do anything crazy. If you look at my designs, you know, there are a lot of different blade shapes, but you know, the handles are usually just, they're plain. I like neutral ergos, but I wanted the clip to stand out just enough so you know it flows with the design. It curves, but I was like, what can I do to make it stand out? So I threw inlays in there, and then I was like, it needed something else, so I put a little slot so you can see the milling still through it. So it gives like almost an impression of the milling on the clip.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And I like the difference of the textures and whatnot. You know, I don't have anything against like the smooth, knives or whatnot, but I like seeing the different textures. Yes, I love that. Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I'm gonna have to get one. Ugh.
No,
You're
I
spending
appreciate
my
y'all.
money.
I appreciate
So,
y'all. It's
Knives and Gear Insights has a question for you, Loot. Says, who is the OEM for the wingspans?
the wingspan is done by Kubi. They're the same ones who did the Clydesdale, and they did a great job on the coloring because this is actually where I got the idea for the blue and the acid. What is it? The acid stonewash that they do.
Mhm.
Shout out to KC Knives Fast. He's the one who asked them if they could do to do this on one of his designs. I believe it was the mini Jetstream, and it looked great. So I was like, oh, if they can do the same kind of combination. This is EDC Gearhouse Way of Knife, by the way. They did the mod on this, and
Nice.
they got it pretty much exactly. So and it
Yeah.
looks great. It looks just as good as this, or I mean, what I think looks good. So yeah, Kubi's just doing a really great job. They're working with a lot of great people in the community, and especially Devo Lefty over there. He's very picky, So
Yeah.
and he's gotten them to do and try a lot of different things. The belt satins, just a lot of different things. He's gotten them to put the tabs under the clips for whenever they ship things out, the little circle tabs, the plastic,
Mhm.
so they don't
Yeah.
scrape. And he laughs about it because he said now they're throwing it on everything that they don't even need to put it on. But I was really happy to go with them again, just because I know they're evolving, and I know somebody was upset, or they just had a comment that they were like, "Oh, I thought it was going to be made by somebody else, another Kubi." But I mean, if they're doing great work and they're building, then why
Yep.
not?
Exactly. Yeah. I
But
know.
truthfully,
And
I did try to. There was a company I met with over in Blade Show Atlanta, but their work was just their detents were very soft. They looked great, they really did, but I couldn't go into a project with somebody that I was afraid of getting something that wasn't going to be good. I didn't want
Right.
like what is it, a Shieldin? Lefty had that.
Oh.
Evil Knives had that. I didn't want a situation like that. So
Yeah.
their stuff looked great. It's just the detent was very oof. And I couldn't. I felt bad when I was trying out their stuff because I was trying to keep be like, oh, this is awesome, but it just. So I just ended up going back with Kubi after that.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
because
don't
once
blame
you
you.
develop a relationship with them and you trust them and they go out of their way to work with you and give you what you want, it's like, why would I go with somebody else?
Yeah.
And for me, like once that trust is built and whatnot, and I just someone else may be cheaper, which it's
Yeah.
good in the long run, but I'd rather continue to build that relationship than go through somebody else. As long as that
Yeah.
knife's out there, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
And
And the
once
thing
you
about it, they are affordable too. Kubi is
Mhm.
they're like in the middle. They're like the 14C of companies to work with for OEM work. It's like
Yeah.
the quality, and they're gonna have some things they still need to work on, but overall you're gonna be happy. And if you point it out to them, where you need to fix some things, they'll get it done.
Yep.
They're good at that.
Yeah, and I was
Oh
going to
yeah.
say the other thing is once you build a relationship with one of the factories, it's a lot easier to get them to step outside of their comfort zone and try new things.
Yeah, it
And then
is.
you can really start pushing the design.
Yeah, and I
And
think
so, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I think with them, there are some companies that are stubborn when working with, community members, or just anybody in general. They want to stick with their ways, and Kubi has just shown that I think from the designs they've worked on, they've seen that maybe we should be listening, maybe we should be trying these things,
Yeah.
and there are some companies that just don't do that.
And they're still in pre-order right now. The wingspans are correct.
Yes, they are. They should be the last two of these. I had a total of 4 made, 2 of each of these versions. The other 2 should be on their way to me now. So when those get here, I'm going to set a date for. I'm actually doing a drawing for anybody who gets in on the pre-order. So it'll be 2 drawings, so 1 of each. Whoever wins the first one, they'll get their pick. Second one will be whichever one is left over. So when those get here, set the date for that stream to do the drawing. And maybe like I'll probably cut off the the pre-order maybe a couple of days before the drawing, but I just it's not something I wanted to put out there too much, just because I know there were some people, or I heard about people getting in trouble or something for doing stuff like that. But I also wanted to thank people for getting in on the pre-order. They're a big
Right.
help, you know. I
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
so
there's no issue rewarding those people who partake of the pre-orders,
yeah.
because it's like they're the ones spending their hard-earned money on your product. So it's like, hey, why not? You know, so
Yeah.
totally get
So
it. I totally get it.
yeah, so I mean, I know it's been a wait too, but I want them to
We
get them
know
a
that
little
feeling.
early. Yeah, so to get them a little early would be good. And the other thing about it too is that even after they come in, it's gonna go up to 150. It's not a big difference, but still, you know, when you think about how much, whenever you can get a deal on a knife, you know,
Yeah.
you go
Yeah.
for it, you know, more often than not. If I go to a website and I see it somewhere, there's something that I like, you better believe I'm going to another one and seeing, you know, can I get it a little cheaper somewhere else and do
Yeah.
that. So I try to be as fair as possible and with my prices, and to do the pre-order, you know, the little drawing is just something. If I can just add a little something extra to that, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. You know, and it can be tricky too being fair on the prices, because you got so many factors playing into it that you know, you've got to be able to ensure that you can sustain and fuel your next project
Yeah.
and everything else. You know, it's hard sometimes finding that sweet spot.
It's very tricky. It really is. You want to be fair to yourself and be fair to the people that are, you know, counting on you, or have faith in you, or like what you're doing. It really is a hard balance. There are some things like the belt satin and the extra clips that I don't factor into the cost.
Right.
It's just it's that's part of that's where it gets tricky too. You know, what do you, after you get the prototypes going, what are you changing? Did you already have your price set and things like that?
Yeah.
So that gets tricky too. But it's just being a part of the community. You know what it's like. You
Yeah.
know,
Yep.
and you just want to be. You're in the community and you're providing or putting out tools for the community. So it really is a hard balance. It really is.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I feel you on
And
that.
I love the fact of I don't know if you sent your prototypes in any pass arounds or not. Um, but I love the fact that and that's the whole reason for the prototype, is to look to see what changes do we need to make, try and get some constructive criticism, you know, in the
Yeah.
feedback department and whatnot. And so I like seeing that you made some slight changes after you got the prototypes in. That's always good to see, because one of the things it's a pet peeve of mine is when someone gets their prototype in, they're like, oh no, it's perfect, I don't need to change anything, it's as it is, you know, and then experience issues with it later on, you know, down the road after it comes out of production. But seeing these changes, getting that positive feedback, and whatnot, that's like for us with the ASGEIR, it was just we loved getting that feedback, and
Yeah.
that's what helped make the ASGEIR itself, you know, better.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
yeah, and I was reading here the changes that you made, and I mean, those are like really good. Some of them are very slight, but they're good, you know. And it shows you're invested in your knife. You're not out there just trying to make a buck. You're like, no, I'm trying to make something that is elegant, but yet it's going to be a workhorse, you know, when you need it. So
Yeah, absolutely. I choose the way I do it. I actually choose the line of people that I want to send it to, but I send it to people that I feel are going to be, you know, offer that constructive criticism. People that I respect, um,
yeah.
and like one person that it's coming from is a discerning man. I saw his channel and I liked what he was doing, and I was
Mhm.
like, you know what, I want to get it to him before it comes back to me.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and he should have something coming out on it sometime this weekend, I believe.
Okay.
Oh,
And
nice.
there were
I'll have to
some
go
people
check
that,
that out.
yeah, me too. I'm excited for that one.
Oh
Uh,
yes.
there was some people that didn't do a video on it actually, and I was like, you could do a video even if you don't like it or even if it's not your thing. But I think somebody didn't do it because they felt maybe they were going to be too brutal. It was too much not their thing, that maybe they couldn't separate constructive criticism for it just not being their thing, because
Yeah.
it's hard to separate that for some people. If they really don't like it, then it just turns into something that sounds like bashing. So maybe that's what they were worried about. But
Yeah.
I want that, even if it's gonna come off like that. Well, I mean, if it's gonna come off like that, I might get offended, because if it just sounds like you're bashing, then you sound like a jerk.
Well, it's like with
Oh, yeah, no, we've been there, done that. Yeah. So it's
with our pass around, we found Rob because of his constructive criticism, because we did 2 pass arounds and we sent the 2 versions out separately. And both pass arounds overwhelmingly had excellent feedback. But on one of them, a channel, they decide, everybody agreed to what they were going to do in the pass around, and then they went against their agreement and they basically made it out like the knife was crap and nobody should buy it. And that was it for the 30 seconds that it was on camera, and then moved on to something else.
Yeah,
and
offered
it was like
no constructive criticism, offered nothing that would help in making any changes. But when like Rob, Stassa, love them knives, when they got it, they were like, yeah, this minimal flipper is just too minimal,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and Marshall and I went round and round about that flipper, but it's changed, and it's nice now. You can actually flip it open and whatnot. So
Yeah, it's a good looking design. I remember when y'all jumped on the scene, I was like, oh, okay, I dig it. And I think I saw it on some channels, but I didn't think I heard anything bad, not that I remember. But yeah,
Yeah.
when somebody, they can start putting some things out there that other people might hear, and then snowballs sometimes, and that's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's
and
why it's important to have those people that you trust, that you can send your prototype to, and it's like, okay, I know they're going to give me some constructive, feedback and whatnot. So, and that's all we all want anyway.
Yeah, and the thing about it too is that some people want to be different. They want, like, oh, everybody likes this, I want to hate it, and they will. That it's just finding the right person, finding the right people that can separate, and not
and
just
also finding the people that understand that not every knife is going to be for everybody. I mean,
I was just fixing to say that.
Yeah, because like with
where
is it here? I saw it a minute ago. Oh, here they are. Like with our ASGEIR, one of the things that we hear quite a bit is that the blade shape, it's a very different blade shape. And a lot of people are like, it's not for us, not for me. And we got no issues with that whatsoever. But when they carry on into, making other comments about it, where it's like, okay, it's not for you, that's all we needed to know, when you start tearing it down from there or whatnot. Fortunately, we don't get a lot of that, but, it's one of those things that it's like, be constructive, because the other side of it is we've had people that are like, oh, that's not for me, when they see it on the video or pictures, and then they get it in their hand and they're like, oh, I get it now.
Yeah, that's why also, as a viewer, you just use your own mind. You see it. If it's somebody, you can tell if they're bashing it, or if it's something that is not an issue for you. Just take bits and pieces from that, everything with a grain of salt, because everybody's hands are different, everybody flicks different. Everybody, the hand placement, like when they're cutting with it, is different. There are a lot of different factors, so be smart as a viewer to take what's really beneficial for you, and choosing what you like, what you want to get in your collection.
Oh yeah. Once again, just I love this. I'm definitely going to be having one of each.
No, I appreciate you, really. It means a lot. I really work hard on my stuff, and like we're talking about, not everything is for everyone. So
Right.
I never put pressure on anybody. I show my designs. I don't even plug myself on my own channel. Sometimes I forget, oh, the Wingspan pre-order is open still.
Yeah. Yeah.
But whenever
Yeah.
somebody compliments it, I really do appreciate it. I'm I oftentimes I'm like, no, like I don't want to hear a compliment or something like that. It's just how I am. But it doesn't mean, sometimes I think it might come off as me being ungrateful or something like that. But it's just, I don't know, it's just how I am. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that you like the design.
So
Oh,
I got a
yes.
question on one of them. The one with the silver twill. Are the handle frames aluminum? Are they titanium? What are
They're
they?
titanium.
Okay.
Yeah, titanium.
Coated.
And the whole thing's titanium. I think somebody said, I think I forgot what videos they were saying is aluminum, but I don't know if they went back to the website to clear that up or not.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that the deployment is the front flipper in the finger slot. I love that. I like the fact that it's T8. Love
Oh
that.
yeah,
Got
that is.
titanium hardware, titanium handle material, and it's the modified sheep's foot blade. There's just so many things that are awesome. The S35VN for the blade still, it's just, I love it all. I do. I truly love it all.
And I love that clip.
Thanks so
Yes,
much. Oh, thank you very much. I
right.
wasn't sure if it could be a thing. I had a conversation with, I think, the Pedro Mazzetti. I saw him at Late Show Atlanta, and he was like, "How are those going to stay in there?" I took a tablet and I had all my designs on there, so I was showing him, and I think I showed him 3D print, and I loved his work. I had never seen his stuff before until Late Show, and we had a really great conversation. It was cool to talk with a maker, an actual maker, and not be like talked down to or not seen as an equivalent. We had a really good conversation as if I was making knives too, and he was just really curious about where the inlay is going to stay. How was I going to stay? I was like, I don't know. I said I was thinking maybe a screw on the other side, but I thought that might be a bit much, putting like a T6 on the other side. And in the process of doing this clip, did a little research to see if there were any type of clips had been done like this before, and the only one I had seen was Chris Reeve. So I was like, if they tried it, it's got to have worked. I don't know if they offer
Yeah.
them anymore, but I thought it was a unique thing, and I went with it. And so far, so good. In the pass around, this one is the one that came back for me from one of the that was out there, and it's great. There's no nothing fell out on this one, and this one I've carried since I've gotten it. I mean, off and on, I've got a collection, so I switch it up. But
Yeah.
it's still stuck around. The inlays stayed in there, so that was good, a good sign.
Okay, so another question I have: once the pre-orders close, will the normal price of it be $150 for these knives?
Yeah, so it's 145 currently, and then it'll go to 150 once they come in. Or not
Okay.
once they come in. I'm sorry. Once the ordering opens again, because I will
Yeah.
close it off. I'll do QC once they get here, and fulfill all those orders. Have it out for about maybe 2 weeks. Once they get out there, and then I'll reopen after that for 150.
Okay, that's a great price.
Yeah.
And I do have to say, your talent in designing knives just, I mean, it stands out, Mark. I mean, it's just phenomenal. It truly is.
Thanks so much.
So
Thank
if anyone tells you any different, send them to me and I'll slap them around. So
I appreciate
I truly love these. And
it.
like I said, I want them, and it takes a lot for me to be like, oh, I gotta have this knife.
Thank you very, very
Yeah,
much.
so,
Unless it's teal, then it's like just gimme.
yes, I have like way too many till, but I love this. I truly do. And if you guys have not pre-ordered yet, make sure you do, so that way you can get it for the 145 price. And I do have a question, and I'm not trying to put you on the spot with this, Mark, but because we know sometimes things can be difficult financially for some people. We offer a layaway plan for our ASGEIR, but ours is like priced, higher. But are you going to consider making that an option when yours goes out, comes out of production?
I have, and I hear stories that scare me off about people's money getting held or something like that. So I haven't done enough research to really put that into play yet, but I did ask Lefty about it, and I forgot what he told me, but I was like, oh, maybe I'll hold off or something. So it is something that I do want to do. I
Yeah.
would love to, even the international. I would love to do international shipping. That is also something that I've heard stories about, and I
Yeah.
don't want to. I would hate to not have a solution for somebody if their knife gets stuck after paying for it. I
Right.
Yeah.
can't cover that loss. That's a big loss for me
Hmm.
too. There have been some times where I've eaten the cost on something getting lost here, but I can't do it if let's say I get a bunch of orders out and a bunch of them get lost for international. That becomes too much. It happening here is a lot less possible, a lot less likely, but things do happen.
Yeah.
So it is something
Yeah.
that I do want to offer, and I know people like it. I like it. I like being able
Yes.
to pay in for. So I really do want to do it. I need to do it. It's because, like I said, I know what it's like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I know a lot of people have used that, like our layaway plan. We don't use Sezzle or whatever because we're not trying to get people to pay extra, and we're not trying to us have to pay out of pocket, for offering it. But yeah, it's just I was curious if you were going to be, considering it. Again, I didn't want to put you on the spot with that and be like, you have to do it.
No, no, I get it. No, I understand completely.
So
The nice thing about layaway is, as long as you're clear with your layaway terms, the consumer usually understands going in. So, like, if you have it to where there's a limited period of time to refund should they change their mind, or that they're forgoing any payments they made if they change their mind and they're just out the money. As long as you lay that out clearly,
Yeah,
they go in with the right frame of mind. And then while they're making payments, you don't have to worry about getting stiffed because you still have the knife in your possession. And that makes it real easy. And you're not paying out a third party for financing services, and they're not paying interest or whatever, or having problems if they miss a payment. So
yeah. Maybe it's
that's why we like it.
yeah. It's something I should definitely consider. Look more into what y'all got going on in that. So like I said, it's something that I do want to do. I know what it's like. Like I said, it's an expensive hobby. It's not. It
Yep.
is not
yes.
cheap.
That it is. And really quick, I'm going to address some of the comments in here. Joseph says, when I look at a knife, first and foremost is ergonomics, blade shape, and geometry to suit my needs for said knife. Those are what matter the most to me.
Yeah, yeah. I'm with you on that. And the thing about it is that can mean different things to different people.
Yep.
It sounds so easy. Like somebody could look at a crazy handle and be like, "Oh, I love that. I know it's gonna feel good in my hand." And others would be like, "Oh, that looks hot spotty.
Yep.
It's funny." And then they'll see a handle like this or something similar, and they'll be like, "Oh, that's too simple."
Yep.
It's just that's what I like. That I mean, I see that and I agree, but for other people that means something different.
Yep. Yeah, and that's one of the things though that I think is great because it makes room for new designers to come out because everybody's tastes, everybody's desires and ergos are different. So it creates a space for everybody to throw their stuff out there and be like,
Yeah,
hey, this is an option here. And as long as everybody's not copying off each other, it
yeah,
tends to work out pretty well, I think.
exactly. And I'm going to show y'all some of my designs. If for those of y'all that don't know me or know New Breed Design, so that is why I try not to have blade style.
Yep.
So see, so different blade shapes because I know there are
Yeah.
so many preferences out there. I try to keep it different all the time. The handles will probably be where the designs are more similar. When I did my second design, when I got licensed, I wanted something to be very different. If you see the Kaiser, you're like, whoa, what is that? and you see the gavel, and that looks like a knife to everybody. That's what you
Yeah.
think of when you think knife. So I try to touch as many preferences as I can because I know how many preferences are out there. That's just
Right.
it keeps me fresh. It keeps it fun for me, and I get to reach as many people as I can with my designs.
Yeah.
But like I said, the thing that is not going to switch up as much are going to be my handles. If you look at the Clydesdale and the Steelhead, very similar
Oh,
handles,
yeah.
And if you
Yeah.
even look at the gavel, the Clydesdale and the gavel, very similar handles. It's
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
I like that neutral handle. I want ergos. I want that.
Yep. Lance says, I decided that if I don't like a knife, I just won't do a video on it. I refuse to bash a design. Someone worked hard on it. I don't want to be that guy. I want to share what I genuinely like. Yep.
Yep. Nothing wrong
Yeah,
with that.
I'm with that. I'm with that. I just, for me, I just feel like, I guess if you feel like you are gonna bash it, like that's all you think you're gonna do, then I guess that is a thing. But if you can still offer that, just because as a designer, you do still want that insight. You do still want somebody else, even if it's gonna be negative. But
Yeah.
if it is gonna be bashing, then I guess yeah, if you're gonna be like really hard on it,
Yeah.
then yeah, I guess I can see it
Yeah.
because then you are just gonna look like that. You're just gonna look like a jerk.
Yeah. And I mean, it's hard too, because when you design something and you put it out in the world and somebody has negative stuff, you gotta find it in yourself to pull the emotional side of you and put it aside and look at it from a more practical point of view. Otherwise, so that you don't get all like, oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep. And Joseph, he says, I agree. I'm not going to bash a knife, but I will bash poor heat treatments and or soft steels, as I want people to know to steer clear if that is the case.
Yeah, for sure on that, because that's what are you doing? You're making knives. You want that
Yep.
steel to perform how it should. You know, as somebody who's having stuff OEM'd, I should be on that. Like 14C 28N. I was like, oh, it should be good. But somebody asked me, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to ask about that. So I reached out to Kubi. They said it would be, I think they said 58 to 60 or 61. I forgot what they said, but it was within what it's supposed to be. So that is definitely something that should be on you. You should be asking those questions whenever you
Yep.
reach out
Yep.
to a company, because you are making knives, you are making cutting tools. So
Right.
for sure, that is something that is not preference. That is something that you need to be right in a design. Like I was talking about the Clydesdale and the gavel being different. People look at that and they're like, oh, it's whatever, not your thing. But you don't know the designer's mind. You don't know that this is what that right there is for, the little hump or whatever. And then even up front, that's so you can climb up and do that number. Uh, I thought of that because I was doing a lot of paper function tests for my designs. So I actually used this. I carried it today. The Kaiser Converse. I did a lot of cutouts, paper cutouts with this design right here, a lot. And
Yeah.
I was doing this. I was doing this. And so when I was designing the Clydesdale, I was like, you know what? I need to work on like something like that. And it turned out to be a bigger blade, but still the utility and my concept was there.
Right.
But you do need things to perform how they should over the preference, for sure.
Yep.
Like you do need that steel to be on point.
Yep. And I think
Yeah.
too, you gotta clearly, communicate what the design's for too. Because like one of the things I hate is when I see a knife and I order it and get it in, and the edge geometry is like all whack. It's like a sharpened pry bar. It's like,
Yeah.
this isn't going to do anything for me because I'm not going out prying doors open on cars. I'm not in combat. I'm not, it's like I used to love the Strider stuff, but their edge was, 50 thousandths behind the edge. That's, I mean, you go to cut something, you're like pushing it through, and that's not what you need in a good design. And
Yeah.
so
I think theirs are supposed to be also be like to be able to pry, right? Isn't that part of what
Yeah,
their design is?
right.
So
But they didn't communicate it originally. They just
yeah,
were like hard use knife. Okay, well, hard use doesn't mean sharpened pry bar. It means designed right to still be a knife.
yeah, you do have to make sure you put that out there if you can. In your description, what the knife is for, what you think. Like in the wingspan, I put an elegant but utility. It's not going to be hard use.
Right.
The Clydesdale, I believe I said something about there's going to be a worker. I wanted a pocketable workhorse. I didn't want it to be extra heavy, and people would see it and think it was really bulky, and then they get it and they'd be like, this is smaller than I thought. The
Yeah.
profile this way, a little bit more of a pocket hog, but not as much as you might think. And then definitely in hand, it's definitely not crazy hefty. So it's you do have to make sure you tell people what it is if you can. Like if you're and for anybody that's designing out there, anybody starting out, make sure you get calipers. They're a
Yep.
big help. They really do, especially if you are doing your specs on there. If you look at my specs, I use my calipers, and people that went to go measure it, I was on point with my specs. The other thing about it, as a designer, if you're not a maker, if you don't have a lot of if you're not making your own screws and things like that, you're gonna have to test a lot of your own collection. How thick can I go? Can this screw be like this? Can this be far away this way? They help a lot. I got these late in my design, and they've helped so much. They've improved my designing so much. And like I said, even with putting out my designs, I can measure it right and
Yep.
have exactly what I'm putting out there for the people to see.
Yep. Absolutely.
We have Dan Stan. He says, I'm a sucker for a good finger flicking hole, good ergos, and kind of hooked on warning reverse Tonto sheep's foots.
Oh, nice. That actually brings me back to the wingspan. This was actually designed as a fuller concept. So it's just people see it as a hole. Yeah, it is a hole, but I was thinking fuller, just a push through. Just
Right.
something that went all the way through. So if you imagine it as a fuller, that's what it is. Because you can flick off fullers. That's why they design fullers. And I
Yeah.
just wanted it to be a little bit different.
Yep. I was actually having that conversation today with Twisted Sis about the fullers and whatnot. So,
Oh, okay.
yep. And you just actually relayed the same conversation that we were having. And then let's see, Dan Stan. Oh, he said, Marissa, you got to check out the North Mountain Blades Chop 2 in Sky Blue. It's more teal than the sky blue. You'd love it. If it's teal, I most probably will.
Yeah.
I've been hearing good things about North Mountain Blades.
Yep.
And Fook had a compliment for you. So Loot is an artiste and a gentleman.
I appreciate you, Fook.
And welcome, Angel. Glad to have you here.
Oh, that's my girlfriend. What's up, Angel?
Okay.
What are you doing?
Welcome to the stream.
She's awesome. She's the greatest.
Let's see. And there she is. You know what? I think Angel, you know what she needs?
What was that? What is it?
Guess what?
Here, let's give her some
I got
cowbell
a
and
fever.
gong.
Yeah.
And the only prescription is more cowbell.
That is for you, Angel.
And for some gong.
Uh-oh, here comes the gong. And that was for you, Miss Angel. And Mad Yako, Tyler, welcome back. Help with
Welcome.
Gadgets, glad to see you in here. Fook, I have to be nice to Loot. He keeps sending me snacks.
He's winning the
Ah.
giveaway. He's trying
Yeah.
all the different flavors of the stuff I'm sending out there.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, Luke. You know, I've been gone to your streams many times, and you're always asking, you know, what's the snacks and whatnot. You got like the midday snacks going on our live. Everybody's always eating dinner, so we get to hear about dinner. And I'm out here in California. When we start, it's not quite dinner time. So by the time our stream is done, I'm always over here like, oh, I need to eat.
Yeah.
Was it Tuesday night? I was like in the kitchen and everybody at the house here had already gone to bed. And I'm like, I need food. I'm starving. Real 210 says, Loot, what's up, homie?
That's my best friend right there. He's always
And-
showing support.
Ron Crow says multiple deployments and aesthetics is my jam.
Yeah,
And
sure.
Miss Angel said, you're awesome.
The snacks. So I'm with y'all. I oftentimes I don't eat before the stream. So I'm here like, oh man, okay, y'all have some good food going right now.
Right?
And really gets me going for after the stream. I'm looking in the fridge. What can I have?
Yep.
Can I make something similar?
Both Loot and Legion, Fuchs says, can't have a stream without talking food. That's like every time we start our stream, we're like, all right, what's on your plate and what's in your pocket? Because
What are the snacks looking like? I
Yeah.
want to know.
we got to know. And Kelly White is usually seafood, and we about fell out of our chairs because she was making what she had picked up Indian food. So yeah, we're like, we need to check and make sure someone hasn't like kidnapped Kelly because this is unusual. So
Well, what we need to do is set up a live stream one time and get the people that are all about food in the knife community and get everybody on camera making dinner and see what everybody makes.
right.
Yeah. Send those pics in.
Yep. All right. So I'm bringing this up again. We already talked about the wingspan. So you guys, if you haven't got your pre-order in yet, make sure you do. Just an amazing knife. So if you haven't, something wrong with you. All right. The Clydesdale. I wanted to ask you, Mark. It says it's out of stock. Is it out of circulation now? I mean, well, you know, can we still get it, or what's happening with the Clydesdale?
I am going to be doing another run. I really wanted to work towards doing another project before doing another Clydesdale run, but a lot of people have been asking about the Clydesdale, so I'm thinking that I'm going to have to do one earlier than I was thinking. It was always in the plans. Well, when people started to ask about it more and more, it was always in the plans to do it again. But now that I'm hearing it more often, I'm like, I've got to do it sooner. So there will be a V2. The changes on it, I've still been working on some things. I did try an idea where I actually put some jimping up in the little dip up here. I don't know if it's something I'm going to do, but I was just playing around with the idea. I am going to raise the grind. I'm going to bring it higher. So it'll be a hollow, like really high up. It'll probably start about midway from the finger slot. So that'll be a change for sure. So more slicing on that. And if y'all have the Clydesdales, those of y'all that have it, y'all know it can go put some work in for you. So that'll be even better.
I saw where Tommy over there at Help with Gadgets had it, and I was like, wait, okay, I got to figure out a way to steal this from him because it's like I don't have a way to get it. So, but yeah, I was just wondering if it was you're going to be coming back out with it, and everyone's holding on to these pretty tight. They truly are, because I looked around. I was like, normally there's someone like on Blade Binge or somebody like, hey, pay $500 for this, you know.
They go pretty quick on the secondary, but it's because the price was right. You know, they were $125.
Yeah.
And then, you know, with that, people were modding them. They were doing a lot of great work, and that's why I did the blank canvas, because I wanted people to be able to make it their own, personalize it. And the ones that kept it just regular, they put them on for like 100. So I think one I saw for 85. So they get picked up. You know, why not take a shot on it? See what all the fuss is about, you know.
So again, not to put you on the spot again, Mark, but he's like this woman. do you have like a general idea of maybe when version 2 would be coming out, or is it still on the drawing board? Or
I would say timeline, because I need to get the wingspans in. I need to, deal with that.
Mhm.
So I would say around like a 4 month mark for that.
Yeah.
I would say for it to come in. So maybe 4 to 5 months, you know, to have that, in production and that going. Because
Mhm.
you hit the hiccups, you hit the snags. I always
Oh
got to
yeah.
anticipate that. So I don't want to be like, oh, it's coming in 2 months or 3 months or anything like that. So I try to put a longer number that's a little farther out. That's why I did the same thing with the wingspan. I
Mhm.
know it deters some people. I know it does. But I'd rather have people turned off by it and not get it than them get something and I'm promising a date that I can't deliver. I just
Right.
rather do that. I don't want to have people upset about that. So, like I said,
Yeah.
I know it turns some people off, but I've just got to be realistic that things can happen.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
know
yeah,
you'll let us know that with on your own channel and whatnot. I know you'll announce that if it's in the works again, so
for sure.
we can if you do
Absolutely.
a pre-order on it, so we can claim it
Yeah.
before it even comes out. And then looking over here at the on the ground floor,
Yeah, I
we
need
already
to update that actually.
all right.
I
So
need
yeah, we already talked about the wingspan. So what's going on with the other three?
The Gallop is the one that I was really wanting to do next. Well, I mean, it was kind of up in there. It was between that one and like two other designs. But the Gallop, I really like how that one's coming along. It's a little bit different. It is, in the mode of the Clydesdale, just like the mini horse. But the mini horse, I think I might want to kind of adjust that one a little bit. The morph, I want to take down from there. I want to, excuse me, I want to actually adjust that one a lot. So I do
Yeah.
have a concept that I'm working through in my mind about that I don't really want to talk about because it's pretty unique. But I do
Yes.
want to
Don't tell us
yeah,
any secrets.
yeah, exactly, exactly. So two of those I do need to swap out. I did leave them dark like that because I didn't want to reveal too much.
Yeah.
But I do have to replace two because obviously the wingspan is it's already been prototyped and already in production. So the morph, if I'm gonna redo that one, I need to find what I'm gonna put in there. But the Gallop and the mini horse, I just the Gallop I'm really excited about. The mini horse I was, but now I'm looking at it, and that's what happens sometimes when you have a design sitting
Hmm.
there. You start looking at it and be like, what can I change about it? What can I get? Well, how can it get me excited again? Or
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then the more you learn, you start wanting. Maybe I can tweak it this way. It's not out yet. Why can't I adjust it a little bit? Improve it as it sits
And really quick, we have old school rocker 64 in the house. Welcome. Glad you're here. Hope you are all having a wonderful evening.
there. That is my mom.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know that from your live streams from watching. So guess what, Marshall? Guess what we need to give his mom?
Yeah.
Guess
There we
what?
go.
I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
All right. That's for mom.
And
uh,
some gong for Luke's mom.
I'm sure y'all made her evening.
And that is for you, mom. Gotta love all the moms out there.
Very, very cool.
So
Uh,
So the morph, we're going to keep that one under wraps because we have some things that don't need to be talked about.
yeah,
Correct?
it's a really it's an interesting idea. It's um not something that hasn't been done before. Not completely. The idea.
Well, you don't have to elaborate. I don't want you to give up anything
I,
that
I'm excited. I'm excited. I can't help
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I get it. It's when you design something, even if it's just in your head and not on paper or computer yet, you shouldn't talk about it because somebody might grab that and run. But you want to talk about it so bad.
Exactly.
Real quick, Brian White says, Marshall, we need more bacon.
Never gonna let me live that down.
Yeah, what trying to interrupt? I just seen Brian's comment and was like, oh yeah, the bacon. And so, all right, yeah, I saw this and I was just wondering, but you answered my question about these and whatnot. We already know about the wingspan. I don't want you to give any info on the morph. I'd rather you keep that under wraps because, well, no, I know how it is. And you know what? It'll help keep it. Yeah, it'll help keep everyone else wondering. The mystery will kill them. So, it's a little two-edged sword on this one. Jeff, who is my husband, says, where is Marissa's cowbell? It's actually sitting right here behind me. And I'm not using it because it's like super loud.
Yeah, a lot of cowbell.
Yes, it's a lot of cowbell. All right. And then I had, moving on to your CAD services. I see that which is awesome. I think it's totally awesome. You provide CAD services. So tell us a little bit about what you do and why and how it works.
I know that there are a lot of people out there that want to have some designs, made. They have some ideas. There are a lot of talented people out there. There are a lot of people that have some great ideas, but they can't necessarily sketch the best, or even they don't know CAD. It really gives another perspective, or just it shows your design come to life. And if you're reaching out to a company and all you have is a hand sketch and you're not great at it, they're not going to pay attention to it.
Right.
And I know from just with the experience of reaching out, I know what it's like to get turned down with some designs. But then as I learned what I wanted to, and shout out to Kaiser with the Action for You, the very first one. They had some good they lent a lot of help to me because they explained what they wanted to see. They wanted to make sure that the design was functional. So after that, like right after that, I started reaching out with my designs and showing the internals. I know that's a tough thing to do because you're afraid somebody's going to take that design. You already have it specced out. You have showing that you have placement. But if they with Kaiser, they're already in the community. They know what it would look like if they stole somebody's design.
Right.
But it'll show them that you've put the work in, you put the thought into it. So I want to help people do that. It's sometimes there are certain projects that take a little bit more than others, a little bit more help from me, but that's fine. I'm here to help out. I mean, yeah, it's a bit of a price, $150, but also I think I'm pretty fair. I've heard that I'm fair. And if you work with me, I send you a lot of images. I help you along the way. I tell you what I think, might be better, what kind of improvement. If you don't like it, what I'm suggesting, that's fine too. I'll do it what you want. You can come back to me with some changes if you need to. I mean, you can't come back to me over and over like, oh, can I change this? Because
couple times it's understandable just to fix or tweak something. And
yeah, absolutely. I'll offer that because I know what it's like. You don't have the ability to do it, and you do want to tweak something. I got you. So I just want people to be able to do their designs if they really have an idea. I don't want somebody to reach out to me and it's just like a knife or something and turn this into a knife. I don't want to do that. I want somebody who's serious, somebody who put in the work. They don't have the means, or they haven't gotten to that level yet. And I know what it's like, and so that's why I tried to offer that. And also another reason, it helps keep me fresh. It helps me develop new skills in my designing, because like I am self-taught in CAD. So if somebody, like I've always credit Broke AZ, Cole, if y'all don't know Broke AZ, Long Bone. He would reach out to me very early on, and then I worked on a lot of designs with him and for him, and his designs are really unique. So I would have to try do grinds that I would never do myself, different types of milling on handles or angles on handles that I would never do myself. So it helps me develop too. So in helping you, and you're helping me, it's really beneficial for me, and it's cool to be able to get your design out there too. Like I was saying, whenever we're reaching out to a company, or I'm sorry, whenever I work with somebody, also I offer the renders. It says right there, I
Mhm.
do show the renders because I know it's helpful too. You want that company to see what it would be
Yep,
like, what it can be.
Right.
You start maybe salivating a little bit. It just
exactly. Yeah.
it gets them excited. So I just know what it's like, and it's helped me a lot in getting some designs licensed.
So you're willing to do this for individuals or for companies, or are you just open to like
Uh,
what is your floor open to?
Yeah, I'm open to anybody that's serious about wanting to get a design out there. You can be. I've worked with recently. Just started working with Devo on a couple of projects, and worked with Casey Knives Fast, the Tempest. I worked on a
Yeah.
lot of his designs. Really great dude. I really appreciate that he had the faith in me to even work on any of his designs. Early on, I was like, I work on a couple of fixies so I can show you what I can do, but I'm sure he and Broke AZ will tell you, because I worked with both of them very early on, and then
Yeah.
I've worked with them since, as I've been progressing. They will. I'm pretty sure they'll say that I've progressed quite a bit from early on. But so just anybody that's serious, and a company, just the little guy. If you want something done, I'm here to work with you.
And my last question on this CAD is your pricing, is that per hour or per job?
Per job. I do have a plus sign on
Mhm.
the 150, because there are some things that we can
Right.
discuss. If you want, you want to do multiple millings on handles, that's a process that I got to do. So I'll do the one milling. I can
Mhm.
do that for 150. But if I have to do, another, couple millings, that's me essentially going back in the design and doing the process again. So and
Okay.
then
Yeah.
also if it's extra unique, if it's a lock type that I've never done, if you don't even have it specced out yourself, if I'm having to do all that work, all that research, then I'm especially gonna, have to factor that in, because like I said, 150 is I don't think it's terrible, especially if the job goes hours for me, if it's
Right.
taking me a
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
So that's where the plus comes for that. That's when I can, and I'm still fair on that. Sometimes it might just
Yeah.
be like $25 that I'll add on to it.
Yeah, I think your pricing is great, to be honest. I know you have plus, but you make it you make even like just the like the private person, the one who's not a company who wants to try and put their knife design out to other companies, you make it affordable for them. So I like that. The pricing is excellent because there's a lot of them that charge 150 per hour, 200 per hour and up. It's insane, so
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it is a hard thing to price too, because there's not a lot to go off of. At
Right.
least I saw maybe a hand, maybe not even a handful, just from my research, maybe like two or three people, and one of them is actually the one that I learned from, Courtly Fabrications. He charges by hour, and he seems, I think it's pretty fair, but I'm really not sure how it works with him. If with me, I can tell you that I'm gonna be filling you in every step of the way.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll be there to, if you have questions, and then I'll ask my questions for you just to make sure. I don't want to change your design up and you not like it.
Yeah. What
Great.
got me onto the whole wanting to learn CAD, and it's been a, on again, off again love affair with me, or love hate situation with CAD. But it was like a little over a decade ago. I was, or about a decade ago, when I went into my first deal with Kaiser. I needed to provide them with CAD, and I went around looking for people to do it, and I got a quote. And this guy, I had a prototype of one of my customs, and I said, "Can you work from this?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, yeah, no problem." And then he goes, "I get $320 an hour, and there's a 6-hour minimum." And I'm like, really? And I had to sit there, and you were talking about, earlier with Kaiser, I had to sit there and schmooze them and schmooze them and schmooze them to get them to just do their own CAD for it.
Man.
And
Yeah.
I was lucky they had a rep in the US. He took a bunch of photos of the customs, and then I gave him a whole bunch of reference photos of my customs, and they ran with it. But it took a little finagling, because I didn't want to pay thousands of dollars for CAD.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. That's really up there. And I do see, like I was talking about Courtly Fabrications, in his, he does have, I think, a 3-hour minimum. I think he's about 90 to 120 an hour, something like that. And so like I don't offer the minimum, any type of thing like that. I know that I want to help out. I know, like I said, I know it helps me. It helps. Also, it helps me get my name out there. If somebody's happy with it, and then they can recommend me. And if they're not happy, I'm always telling them, like, you can come back to me with any question whenever the design's finished. And the way I work is I don't collect anything from anybody until I send them the final looks. The only thing I don't offer is the internals. I'll send them the final looks and get their approval on it. And then if they like it, then they can get back with me, and then we can exchange. So I don't take anything up front. That's not how I work.
Right.
Yep, seems fair to me. And really quick, welcome Dwayne and Cicero. Twisted Sis, I will put you some stickers in the mail tomorrow with the way USPS is going. I can't guarantee that they will be there before 2 months end. So
yeah.
I'm fixing to give up on the USPS.
I do want to say that I did get somebody who did pay me recently, but I've worked with them before, so they know that I'm good for it. So, but it's not something I normally do. They wanted to do it because they were like, I know that it might not be there, so I want to get it to you now. Well, because I was like, get it to me when I'm done, but they said I want to make sure you have it now. So that's not something I would ask, though. I would not ask somebody to do that.
Yep. No, I totally understand that. And I know how it is once you develop a relationship with somebody, kind of falling back again to what we were talking about earlier, and you trust them and whatnot, then it's not a problem. Let me pay you first. So, I absolutely get it. And you're welcome, Twisted Sis. And let's see. Really quick, I want to go to your store. He's like, woman, you're just combing my website.
No.
Let's check the small print. No, I'm kidding.
No, I really appreciate you taking a look at the website. That's really cool.
So we have the New Breed EDC t-shirts that you have listed on here.
Yeah, that one, we had a different version. That's actually the second run of the shirts. I think I like the first one a little bit better, but I still like the way these came out a lot.
Okay, so these are actually what are for sale right now?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
I'm not sure what sizes we have left.
There is large, extra large, 2X, and 3X.
Oh, okay, nice.
So we have that. Welcome Splitting Slices. Glad to see you back. And these are the Jersey's Dry Power 50/50 cotton polyester short sleeve t-shirts.
Yeah, shout out to my brother. He got those. He got those made.
Really? That's awesome work. I love the logo. And then you have the compact utility tray here. You've got the black tray with black lining, and you have the blue tray with black lining. Did you 3D print these yourself? Did you make them? Was this your concept?
Yes, it is my concept, and I 3D printed them. I actually wasn't happy with how they were coming out as far as the lining. I did tell 2 people that got them that I would be giving them a discount when I start doing them again, a big discount if they wanted to grab another one, because they were fine, but they needed to be better than fine. And what I wanted to do, but I haven't been able to do it, is upgrade my printer to where I could print out, I forgot what it is, but there's a softer, like a more bouncy material And I wanted to print with the same material, the body, and then the lining with that kind of softer material. So it would be fully 3D printed. And I just thought that was an interesting way to do that. And it would be all the measurements would be exact because I'd just be getting my file and then printing that out, so it would all measure and go back as I wanted it to. But my printer that I have currently, I've got to change the nozzle on because it got clogged just before Blade Show, actually. And I've been meaning to fix that. I finally got it over here, so that's something that I do want to work on, so I can get some of these back out again. I really like how they came out. You know, they're collapsible. I've taken mine on the road with me a couple of times. I have one right here that I use. So I keep all my stuff in there. It's kind of a mess right now, but
yeah, it's always
that's
is.
how it goes.
It's never going to be all straight. Even as soon as you get it all just organized, everything's perfect, then it's not going to last long at all.
Yeah,
It's
then
kind of
you
like
use it.
cleaning a kitchen.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You're gonna make a mess of it again.
Yep.
Yep.
But I really do like how they came out, though. I think the only, like I'm saying, the only thing that I didn't like was just I wasn't great at cutting the material out that I needed. I just wasn't great at that. I'm not crafty that way, I guess.
All right, Twisted Sis says, I have one of each of the t-shirts. I love them both. So that's awesome. I like the cotton polyester blend because you don't have to worry about too much shrinkage, if any at all. So
Appreciate you, Twisted Sis.
and then
Yeah, I really
Knives
like
and Gear says, when it comes to designs, are you open to just look at a hand drawing to see what you think of it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, yeah, anytime. I'm very open to that. I don't. I've never had people really. Well, I guess on occasion some people do ask me, but that's just a flattering thing to me for somebody to even ask me.
And Matt is asking you a question.
I do, Matt Yako. I do. I had a couple of projects I was working on, and one of them I wrapped up a few days ago, maybe a little bit more than a few days ago. Working on one currently. I usually take on about 2 to 3 projects at a time. So right now I'm good for 2 more, man. I'm down.
All right, and really quick, let's do something special. I say let's give away a t-shirt. What do you guys think?
I think it's a good idea.
Oh, nice. That's very cool.
So there's a large, XL, 2XL, and 3XL sizing that is available. So if you can wear one of those 4, there's no small, there's no medium, no extra small. Yeah, no preemie sizes. Fook says a butt rub t-shirt. We haven't created those yet, Fook, but guess what? We still have you in mind for that t-shirt design. Even if you want to come up with it, Fook, and send it to us, I'll put it on a t-shirt for you. So, because he was asking a butt rub t-shirt. So, all right. So you guys answer me. Those of you in the chat. I mean, if you want a t-shirt, let me know. We'll give one away. Everybody's like, a t-shirt. No. So again, the sizes. Not a problem. Large, extra large, 2X, and 3X. Fook says, oh, well, that's something I can do. So, and Colleen says, yes. Right, yes, everyone wants raw. The chicken commander goes, okay, fine. Like, okay, you twisted my arm. Tyler says, I have one, but I'll take another. Okay, so we're going to let Mr. Loot himself pick the hashtag. So before he does, Splitting Slices, Marissa, are you looking for models for those spicy butt rub shirts? Yes, we are. We love our community models. let's see. All right. Going to the giveaway screen, and we're going to, I don't know who used Air Force last, but we're going to let Loot pick the hashtag for this one. And this is for the t-shirt. So large, extra large, 2X, and 3X are the sizes that are available. So go ahead, Loot.
You want me to type it in the back here?
No, just tell me your hashtag and I'll type it in, and
okay.
then we can watch them go crazy on the screen.
How about oh man, that'd be a long one. We need more cowbell.
Yeah, there we go.
Let me capitalize. Need more cowbell. All right, don't start putting it in there yet. Now you may begin. Need more cowbell. This is for everybody, members and viewers all together. Adventure 50. Hot Daddy wants a t-shirt. Put in hashtag cowbell. Make sure you put the hashtag.
Give me 1 second. Hold on a second.
So we'll give everybody time to get their hashtag in. We've got Splitting Slices, Kelly, Knives and Gear, Food Doozle. And don't forget, this is to win a New Breed EDC t-shirt. Loot said he was going to pull it right out of his Chester drawers for you and send it to you. I'm kidding. He will pull one out the hamper and mail it to you. Again, no. He's like, stop telling him that. All right. So Blue is playing for Fook Doozle. Very nice of you. Blue Minotti says Loot went dark.
I'm over here making a mess.
Loot's mom is playing for Marco, and his girlfriend is playing for Brown Sugar. That is so nice of you guys.
I want to make sure I got all the sizes right. Like, oh, wait a minute.
He's like, wait, let me see.
Yeah, I was just thinking. I was like, wait, hold on.
Well, I said he was pulling out of his hamper, Blue.
Okay, cool. We're all good.
All right. Do you have the shirt, one of the shirts in your possession?
Oh, yeah. Sorry about that.
If you want to hold it up so they can see it, and I'll enlarge the screen really quick. So this is the shirt that the winner is going to get. It says NB EDC. And then keep the pockets packed. Is what the back says.
Nice.
Stay the new breed.
Yep. It says stay the new breed. So awesome
Oh,
shirts.
and then it has the... I don't think I think there's some people that didn't really like that much. I think I would like to do away with that next time.
On the sleeve?
Yeah.
And Twisted Sis is playing for Fook as well. I think we have everybody. There's 31 people in the chat, only 18 entries. So we have some lurkers that are not playing. Again, hashtag, and that's fine. That just gives people that have played a bigger chance of winning. We need more hashtag, need more cowbell. I think everybody had dinner and they're just kind of like laying there like, I don't want to move. Tyler says, I like the sleeve part. I'm a NASCAR fan, so I love unnecessary branding. Splitting Slices says, have we done a snack check tonight, Loot? He said Girl Scouts tag-alongs and Spidey Shaman 15B.
Oh, there you go. I like it.
All right, we're at 19 entries. Why did it Okay. Why did it? What did you do, Colleen? It says keyword spam.
Something happened?
It disqualified someone.
Oh, she did it twice.
Okay.
That's why. So yeah, I can't. Well, let me see. I should be able to. And there she is. Shame on you. I was like, it's not letting me click. Yeah, it's okay, Colleen. I saved you. All right, Ron, did you get yours in?
Ron Crow, what up?
Yep, he got his in. Colleen says half asleep. It's okay. All right. Well, I guess that's everybody that's going to participate. So, all right. Let's find out who the winner of a t-shirt is going to be. And
Good luck,
yes, good luck.
Good luck, everybody.
Caleb, 1776.
Oh, nice.
Awesome. Congrats.
So,
So-
Caleb, email us with your size, and I believe we got your shipping address.
Yeah, and I'll get
Let
it
us know
out.
if it changed.
Yep. Congratulations, Caleb. Yep. Make sure you reach out to us and everything. So whenever we go to get the t-shirt, we need your size. I think Marshall already said that. I was reading, not listening. Being honest. So yeah, make sure we just get, I already have his address, but go ahead and just send it to us again with the size that you pick. So we can send you the shirt. And you are very welcome. So Caleb, 1776 is the winner.
Yeah, very cool of y'all. I appreciate y'all.
So we figure someone would like to have a t-shirt. So yeah, there we go.
That's awesome. I hope he wears it.
So what, Caleb, when you do get the t-shirt, take a picture of yourself in it and send it to Loot so he can, if he wants to, he can post it on his community page.
There you go.
Yep. All right. Hey, we're all back to normal.
Yep.
So congratulations, Caleb, again on your t-shirt. And I'm probably going to be getting me one. At this point, I have so many like knife
I want one
t-shirts.
too.
And I have my Legion Steel shirt on, but
Nice.
because of where I'm sitting, you can't even see it.
Yeah, we just might have to order
But,
3
yeah.
when we order Caleb's.
Yep. Yeah, we'll talk. Caleb, look, we have to try the shirt out first to make sure that it, it's worth having and wearing. And then be like, it's in QC right now, and then just have like random shots of us in it,
Yeah, I have quite a
Yeah.
bit of knife shirts too. It's funny. That's like the new wardrobe now. Instead of
Yep.
going and shopping somewhere, it's online and trying to find the new cool design. Like I got one moon hoodie right here. Awesome
Yep.
hoodie from him. So it's
Yep.
cool. A lot of great stuff out there in the community.
Back in the day when I used to do knife shows when I was a collector before I started making, I couldn't afford, the custom knives. And I worked in a cutlery store at the time, so I didn't really go to knife shows for production stuff because I could see all of that I wanted at work. So that's what I did is I went around buying everybody's shirts and
There you go.
ended up with a full closet of t-shirts.
Yeah, I need to start getting more, grabbing some more shirts for sure.
Yeah, mine is mainly t-shirts and hoodies. So like if it's cold, like, you know, here I just wear a long sleeve underneath it and whatnot. Or I have my hoodie on over it. But yeah, it's either the short sleeve or the hoodie. So it's one extreme or the other. Splitting slices says Caleb. A Saturday, Sunday service picture with the knife shirt is what we're looking for. Yep. And Caleb says, wow, I'm blown away right now. Well, hey, you're going to be getting the t-shirt, Caleb. Plus, you're getting the goodies that you won for answering our trivia, our random trivia question correctly first. So yeah, you're making out like a bandit. Plus, you got the ASGEIR, so you know what that means. Now you need to go pre-order the wingspan. So then you'll be set.
For sure.
Yep. But congratulations again,
Congrats,
Caleb.
man.
Yep.
So, Loot, have you designed for any other brands besides Kaiser, or is it just your own project and Kaiser?
Kaiser, Kubi, my Kubi KB Knives Hydro was actually the first post they had from their their sub brand. It's weird,
Okay.
they did their sub brand, but it went premium, so it's kind of weird. But that was really cool. The only thing about it is that their advertising hasn't been that great. They tend to do posts and not tag me in them, which is kind of weird. But so it's a lot of Kubi KB Knives designs. There's some other licensed designs out there that I'm waiting on, and there are some that I've emailed recently that I'm waiting to hear back on. One of them, in one of the brands in particular, I really hope I get one licensed with them. I did have something with them before, and they ended up saying, "Oh, we're not going to do it after all." That was a bummer, but I had already brought myself back down after my excitement from the email. I was like, I got really excited. And I was like, "Well, let's hold on." And sure enough, they were like, "Oh, we're gonna pass on it." Well, that brand is Boker. I'm a big fan of Boker.
Oh, wow.
So I sent them a
Yeah.
few, and I really think they're great designs. I've come a long way since that first time of reaching out to them, and I'm confident they'll at least pick up one of them. And but we'll see.
Nice.
And the cool thing about the one that they turned down is I turned around and reached out to another company and they picked it up. So I'll take
that's
that.
awesome. Yeah, and Boker,
Oh,
one of
that's
the great things about Boker is of the really big companies, Boker is like probably the easiest to work with as a designer to get out there. And then once you're in with Boker, the other major brands actually start kind of paying attention.
That would be really cool, man. I like I said, I'm a big fan, and to have it go that way also, just like a cherry on top. It just, I know that there are some people that they have their issues with them, like the QC, for example, isn't always the greatest, and I've been a victim of that too. But I've also got some really great stuff from them. This was actually my what was it? Our anniversary. Angel got me this Boker
Nice.
conductor. So and this thing is fantastic.
Nice.
It's great. So I've got some quality stuff from them, but I have been bitten at the same time. But it's still I'm here for it.
I think where Boker probably could use a little bit of help is they cover so many pricing tiers and quality levels. And, you've got their Magnum, which is obviously their budget line.
Yeah.
And then you've got Kalishnikov, which is a mid-grade. And then you've got the Boker. But under Boker itself, it's like there's like 5 different quality levels, and they don't do anything to discern. So if you went and bought premium from them and then you go buy again and it's more affordable, you might be really surprised at what you get. It might not be up to what you think it should.
Yeah, I think I'm with you on that. But and also, it's funny. I see them in the same light as CRKT. They can do some good stuff, but a lot of their stuff when on the lower end is really bad. But I think
Right.
they're starting to step their stuff up now, and I think Boker is doing the same thing now. They're the stuff that you might have had QC issues on before. I think in that price range, I think they're starting to step that up. I've been seeing some stuff come out that has been really good, like this little guy right here,
Yeah.
uh, Modern Barlow or something. I forgot what it's called, but it's really good. It's on point.
Yeah.
But I guess it just takes enough people calling you out to realize you got to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And with Booker, they're an ancient
Yeah,
company. I
yeah,
mean, they've been around since the late 1600s. So, I mean, I can also see how they could kind of get stuck in their way of doing
yeah,
things. I mean, I think
absolutely.
they're the oldest existing knife company in the world right now, followed by Puma. So, I mean, I can imagine you could get easily set in your ways
Yeah,
when you've been
really.
around so long.
Yeah, it takes a while to get caught up when in something like that for sure. You get caught up with everybody else when you've been doing it for so long and working.
Yeah.
But now, just there's so many quality companies. Just even some companies that you haven't heard of putting out great stuff. Just
Yep.
some budget offerings that are just you. That's why I don't hear it as much as I used to in my chat anymore. But I used to get a lot of the people that are like, oh, I can't afford this, or I wish I could have this awesome knife. Or I don't get them that often anymore. But I would argue that there are a lot of great budget designs out there, budget models that you could grab
Yep.
and you could still be happy. You might not have the titanium or whatever, but you could get a great G10 knife with some great action, great ergos, geometry. It might miss on some other things like here and there, but you
Right.
want that fidget factor or something that is thought out. There's some things out there that are
Oh yeah, for sure.
Splitting Slices asks, I wonder if Boker will be easier to work with now that Zach Whitmore is a new U.S. rep for them. Zach in the Wild, YTC, and older BHQ
Is he
frontman.
the U.S. rep for them now? I did see him over at where was it, Shot Show or something. He was talking with the people, but I know that there are times when there's somebody just representing for like a short, like just for a show. They're there and they have enough trust in them or something. But is he like for real their rep now?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I did see him, but
Yeah.
that would be interesting.
I hadn't heard anything, but that's what I love about our viewers is they keep us up to date on
Yeah.
things.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Like I said, I saw him, but I
Yeah.
didn't know that was what that was. That'd be really really awesome.
Yeah, and what's sad, that's how we found out Crucible, was having all of
Oh
their
yeah,
issues was, one of our viewers were like, wait, what? Because we have our face like so into
yeah,
what we're doing every day. We don't get out
But
much.
it's
yeah. Oh,
also information like that's critical for us because like our ASGEIR uses
Mhm.
Crucible's 20 CV, so if that isn't going to be available anymore, that means we gotta start
switch
shopping,
gears.
a new supplier for steel.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. No, really. Yeah, there's always
Yeah.
some great information coming out of the community that it's that you didn't hear until then. Like you start your stream, and then sometimes you'll see something before you even get on. Start your stream. They're in the chat talking about something. You're like, what would happen? I forgot there
Yeah.
was something
Yep.
like that I saw a while back, and it's community's awesome like that.
Yeah.
Have a good night, Colleen. Yeah. It's like, and that's why I tell, the viewers too all the time. I'm like, if I'm wrong, please correct me
Yeah,
because things change so fast, and they're like, no, it's this now. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
exactly.
It's just, yeah. But yeah, they're how I keep up to date on things. So, but yeah.
Yeah, I
And
used to be a lot more wired in on when I was younger. And then once I got into the custom making, it was like, all right, I'm a hermit in my workshop. I don't got a clue what's going on in the knife industry around me. I'm just making knives.
Yeah. Do y'all have
yeah.
anything new coming out right now? Any new project going on?
We've got well, of course, we're kind of working on a version 2 of our ASGEIR with some significant change. Still the same knife overall, but we're doing some significant
Right church, same
we're
pew.
doing some
Right church, wrong pew.
significant changes. And then we're kind of prototyping for a few different fixed blade ideas.
Oh, nice.
In the EDC fixed blade realm, and I'm chomping at the bit to start prototyping for something a little more outdoorsy and plus sized in the fixed blade spectrum.
Awesome.
But right now, we know that the EDC fixed blade is more the thing, so that's kind of where our focus is. And then we have a few folder designs, but they're a little on the back burner because we're part of with what's coming up with us is this weekend I'm moving. You were talking about you've been dealing with a move. I begin my move to Mississippi from California on Saturday, and so we're going to be making knives in house for the fixed blades and OEMing our folders. So kind of everything's on pause for a while with the move, but once we get our shop set up out there, we're going to be back at it and coming out with some fixed blades and then another folder design.
Well, that's awesome, dude. That must be exciting. I know the move is going to be rough. I know how it is. I just went from one part of town to the other, and you're going to go moving to another state. So
yep. Well, and we got to move a milling machine, a lathe, a bunch of grinders, drill presses, surface grinders. I mean, I got basically a machine shop in my garage, and that's all got to be hoisted onto a truck and driven cross country.
Whew. I wish you luck, man. I wish you luck.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm not helping on that move.
Come on now. But yeah, it's it's definitely going to be a journey in itself, getting everything moved and whatnot. But I'm glad we're finally at the point now where he and his wife are coming out this way, so that way we can get the shop built and everything going. Because it's been actually difficult with Legion being located in Mississippi and then him being in California, and we've been flying back and forth so much, and it's just
it sponges up money.
Yeah, the traveling gets old. The traveling gets old.
The stress of it and everything. It's just
Well, once y'all get settled, I'm sure that's gonna be so. So like I'm getting barely gonna get settled now, and I'm excited. Looking forward to that. So for y'all, being able to not have to do all the traveling and then get everything working out for your new projects, that's gonna be exciting for y'all. It's gonna be a relief once the dust settles for sure.
Oh yeah.
And before the dust settles, we got to kick a lot of dust off. And I'm not kidding on that. Because we literally have virgin land that we just got to build from the ground up. And the first thing we got to do is put a road in, and can't do anything without a road. So it's going to be interesting. And that's we told everyone we're going to, document along the way so everyone can see where we're at with it and whatnot. So, but it'll be interesting.
For sure. Yeah. All part of the journey.
Oh yes. Marshall Angel said good luck and safe travels.
Thank you.
Splitting Slices said you're going to need a real big draft horse and a comfortable saddle to move all of that, Marshall. You're going to need lots of butt rub. Knives and Gear says, do you have somebody that transports all that equipment for you, or do you do that all yourself?
Oh, we're going to be We're going to be hiring someone for that. The machinery, all this stuff works by the thousandth of an inch. It's critical that it's handled properly and everything, so nothing gets knocked out of calibration during the move.
Yes. And we actually started the process of trying to make sure all the equipment is thoroughly cleaned, ready to go. So whenever the equipment gets broken down, to which parts of it that can be broken down, and then cleaning it. And that the process started about in January, a month ago. I don't even know what day it is anymore since I turned a year older, a day older. Okay. That's technically true, but Splitting says, seriously, safe travels with all of the equipment.
Thank you.
So yeah. And Caleb says, please be safe.
Will do. Yeah, the equipment move is still a little ways out. This whole process is going to be in 3 parts to get out there. So it starts this Saturday, and it'll all probably be wrapped up probably this summer.
Ooh.
Yeah. Have a good night, Mama Loot.
Yep. Later, Mom.
But yeah, it's like I said, it's going to be a process, but there's been so much planning that has gone on into this and everything. So, we're just glad it's getting to a point where we're just like, okay, let's get this shop built.
Yeah.
And, basically what we're aiming for right now that's in the plans is going to look kind of like an airplane hangar.
Oh, wow. Nice.
So we're, because he likes, Marshall likes airplanes. I'm over here pointing to him like you can see.
Yeah, I'm a bit of a plane nut.
But yeah. Yeah. And so yeah, it's I'm looking forward to it. I'm just ready to just get the ball rolling.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's gonna be.
I'm like, we got things to do. So, but yeah, and then so Saturday, I don't know if you were in the green room yet when I was announcing this Saturday. We're going to have an all-female knife panel for our live. Marshall's going to be on the road, so he's not allowed to be on the live. He can only be in the chat.
Yeah, I heard you were doing a test run or something like that.
Oh, yeah. They were doing that earlier today.
Oh, yes. We did. And it's going to be Twisted Sis, Barbie, and Kelly White's going to be on the live with me. And, we're going to talk knives, all things EDC, and, whatever comes up. And I'm pretty sure Epi girly. Yeah, I know.
Well, that's going to be fun. I'm sure it's going to be a good time.
But yeah. I like the fact that we have females in the knife industry. I just wish there were more. It's kind of like, and I get it, to each their own. But, when you're like, you tell another female, they're like, hey, check this knife out. And she's like, whatever. I'm like, okay, we can't be friends. But no, I like that. And I like the fact that, we're just having a day or a night rather where we can come together and just, hang out and have fun and whatnot. So that's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be a good time.
Yeah. We're going to do a members giveaway, and then we're going to do regular giveaways. So, literally, it'll be fun. Really quick, Lance said, after the live is over, please go watch my new video. It would be greatly appreciated.
Yep.
All right.
For sure. Yeah, very true.
Well, I think we all know who has too many spider codes, don't we, Bradford? So, yeah. Wait a minute. This is for Bradford.
Nice.
Brian says, Kelly who? Kelly who, Brian.
Don't be putting yourself in the doghouse.
Yeah. Yep, indeed.
Yeah,
But
I was wondering what happened with Rosecraft. They used to be knives for women made by women. I think that used to be their slogan, and now I don't think that's their thing
Yeah,
anymore.
I'm not sure.
Rosecraft is
I've met the owners. They're a husband and wife team. I've met them a few times, and I've heard a lot of different things through the community about them that I don't know what's going on, but a lot of it's been inaccurate. You know, like at first I heard they were American made, and then they were like, oh, they want to be, but you know, they're OEM imports, and then I got heard that they were an OEM themselves, and that was in the very beginning, and I was like, okay, well, I reached out to Rosecraft, hearing they were an American-made OEM, and I'm like, we want to do a knife, you know, what are we looking at? And they're like, huh? Why are you talking to us? We OEM our stuff, and I was
oh
like,
no.
oh, I was given the wrong information, and that was right in a knife show, and it was rather embarrassing at that moment. And they're like,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wow.
but yeah, so I've heard a lot of things
mm,
that didn't turn out. The only thing I really know about them is that they make some nice knives for very fair prices.
Yeah, I've heard their traditionals have really been where they've been hitting all the
Yeah.
marks for the price.
So, what's the future for you? I mean, like, where do you want to take this whole new breed EDC that you're doing? Are you just looking to continue being a designer doing drops, or are you wanting to turn this into something bigger?
Oh, absolutely something bigger. It's just a lot of this just str- really just built from scratch, just everything. Like I mean, that's how everybody is, but I literally nobody knew about me. I was people call me say that I'm a YouTube designer, but I actually was designing before I had my channel. I had my Instagram for maybe like 5 6 months before I even had my channel. I was designing over there, posting my process as I was growing, learning. Very rough pictures. Don't go back, y'all. Don't go back there. Don't go look at them. So it's it's to keep building, always building. It is a process. Things happen in life that kind of put slow the process
Yeah,
down a little bit. But the plan is to keep growing with the CAD, uh, start looking into learning cam, the cam process, to where I can develop the tools that I need to get CNC going, to CNC some knives. That is another process in itself. That's some more
yeah,
learning, a lot of digesting of other information that I need. But that is something I want to do. Another thing that was something that I set from the beginning before I even started designing was like an EDC store, and putting out like being a retailer of a lot of community
right.
member knives, designs like that. So Devo, Tempest, Mangana Steel, you guys, just something like that. I think would be really
Yep,
cool. And even I had that idea, and I didn't realize Taylor Martin, Best Damn EDC. I didn't realize that that's what his carry commission was, like a lot of community
yep.
stuff. I just thought he was designing wallets or something like that. I forgot what I thought it was, and then I heard that from a video he did or something, that it was like a bunch of stuff like that. I was like, sounds like I'm copying, but
Well,
I just thought that is another
yeah.
goal, something like that, like
And
DC
I wouldn't
store.
even worry about cop when you're promoting someone else and not putting all the focus on yourself. I wouldn't call that copying, even if other people do it. Because I mean, I've been in the knife game for a long time, and I remember when there was websites out there that did nothing but link custom knife makers' web pages into one source, and there was like a dozen of them. And you've got all these different services now. I mean, like we have on our website, we have the hub, and it's where we link the people that we feature in our videos, and
which Mark will be in
yeah.
there now.
So
New breed EDC.
yeah, there'll be
Appreciate
a link straight to your website on our website now because of this. Because everyone we personally work with, we like to promote after the fact and you know, be able to direct our customers their way. And so don't ever feel you're copying if you do something like that and others are doing it. You're just helping others out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, that is true. I guess I really hadn't thought of it like that. I think when I had I had it all listed out. I have a journal where I, had my ideas going and, like a plan. And I guess when I saw the video, I was like, hey, I just talked about this with like my family and my friend Real, Aaron, Real 210. And so I guess that's when I was like, it just felt different, like more like a copying of a plan type thing. So I guess that's why. But thinking of it like that's true. It's really just trying to help and shine some light on some people doing some great stuff,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'll throw my stuff on there too on the show.
Yeah, because otherwise everybody's just copying Yahoo and Google. I mean, if you want to get down to it, helping you find people, it's been going on from the beginning of the internet, and so it's
very true.
just a little more focused when you go through people in the community.
And Brad says, Marissa, thanks for going over the CAD services that Loot-10 offers. I am really interested in that. So hearing how it works was so helpful. So yeah. Again, Brad on his website, I think he says you can contact him via email or IG for the CAD services. So yeah, reach out if you want the hookup with Loot.
Yeah.
And splitting.
Very cool.
No problem. Splitting says it's not Rosecraft. It was Brighton Blades who designed knives for women, although Swags designed some women-focused blades for CJRB, then Rosecraft. So.
Oh, okay. Well, I remember that slogan early on, and I thought that was them, but I just remember knives by women, or knives for women designed by women, something like that. That's why when I stopped seeing the designs list, women designs, because they had a lot of women designers, and I started hearing less about that, and even less so. I don't think I hear anything now, just more about their traditionals. So that's just what I thought I remembered hearing on that, like way back when they were starting out.
Yep, and have a good night, Splitting Slices. Thank you for stopping in.
Thank you for coming by.
Later, Byron.
Brad asks, has a question for you, Mark.
I looked into any of the desktop CNC machines that are starting to come out. I have not. I've never heard of that, actually. I'm not at that process yet to jump in yet, but that is something that'd be cool to look into. Somewhere to start, kind of like the 3D printing, that was a way to start doing something. It would even get close to something like that. So to start out something small would be really cool. It's very interesting. I hadn't heard about that.
The desktop CNC machines. I mean, I know how CNC machines work. I'm just like, I'm wondering.
So I've actually looked into those quite a bit because I'm always looking for a space saving, because a lot of these CNC mills that people use, they call them machining centers, and they're massive. They're like the size of an SUV.
Yeah.
And I've always been trying to find a way to get into the more compact stuff. But you can only, what I've learned is you can only go so small, because when you're working in titanium and steel, rigidity of the machine matters. And these machines produce vibration. And so there's a threshold that when you get below a certain size and weight, you start losing rigidity and losing the ability to dampen vibration, and that can affect the finished parts because you can get chatter, you can have frame flex, and parts move while being machined. So that's the hard part is figuring out at what point too small, or how small is too small. And sadly, a lot of the desktop stuff just isn't rigid enough or or heavy enough to work with the materials that we love the most in the knife world.
Yeah, no, I can see that for sure. It would probably have to be something that you would have to bolt down to something.
Yeah.
So keep it, sturdy. That would be helpful, because I know with my 3D printer, the same thing can happen with that. If there's movement,
Right.
your print comes out very,
Right.
wonky. So I would see the same thing being with that. I would say maybe the benefits of like a desktop CNC would be doing your own
Yep.
prototyping. That'd be a lot cheaper to get your own prototype done, and then get that around. You're going to make changes
Right.
regardless. And if you're going to have it made by somebody else, I could see it being beneficial that way. And even to
Yeah.
learn, even to learn.
Yeah, and you can always prototype out of different materials too. Like you could make a whole knife out of aluminum, which a lot of those desktop CNC machines are perfectly capable of working in. It's just when you get into that stuff that is more resistant to the tooling that you can have an issue.
Yeah. But that's really cool though. I had not even heard about that. Oh, machine
And if
wise.
somebody could, really quick, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No.
If someone can post Loot's YouTube channel link and the link to his website.
Yeah, definitely.
I
We have
appreciate
enough mods in there. And really quick, Jeff says hashtag need more cowbell. I think he must have woken up and been like, oh, the t-shirt was one an hour ago.
Yeah.
Bless his heart. All right. And Knives and Gear says, in my Machine Wise shop tour video, you can see Mark explain a lot about their CNC machines.
Machine Wise does some great stuff. I designed a ballast song for a company, and that's how I heard about Machine Wise. They do ballies, and he does great stuff. And then he stepped out and doing folders, and he's developing even more. So they had an awesome pen at Blade Show Atlanta. It was a really cool pen. I almost snagged it. I didn't. Angel went back to try to snag one to surprise me, and they were gone. But Machine Wise does great work over there. It's talented, like Grimsmo style. But it's cool to see him getting into folders.
No, very nice. Yeah, I'll have to check them out more. I kind of steered clear of Machine Wise for the longest time because I got so tired of the ballies that it was like I didn't want to see them after all the times going to the blade shows and whatnot with Squid Industries and hearing the clicking everywhere you go. I was like, just keep me away from the ballies. So I kind of ignored that whole segment of the knife community.
Yeah. Jeff said his phone was lagging.
Sure.
That's actually happened to me because that's like I'll be on the live here and I have the monitor over here playing, the one on YouTube itself, and I'll look over there and it's like, okay, we did that like an hour ago, so I have to go and refresh. So yeah, because even on the phone, you know how like when you're playing a YouTube video, you can go do other stuff and it just shrinks down to the bottom, and that will cause it to lag like a lot. So yeah, when I'm all over going to other tabs, it tends to lag it too. So anyway, like that mattered, but I'm telling you anyway. So and Knives and Gear said they kind of reduced their production to only 3 knives, 1 ballast song, the Sonora, and the Mojave.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out for sure.
The Mojave River is such a beautiful thing to see.
Yeah, I like what they're doing over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll definitely check them out. I remember their bally, and I just stopped paying attention after that because I just, yeah. Not a Valley fan.
Yeah, I don't think Marshall caught what I was saying about the
Yeah.
Mojave.
I didn't.
Like, we're gonna go over the
Yeah.
bridge. I want you to
Oh,
see it, the
that's
Mojave
right.
River.
Okay. I heard it. It just didn't click.
I noticed he gave me this lost look, like,
Yeah. So the inside story on that is I live like less than a quarter mile from the Mojave River, which is actually a pretty famous river because it's one of only a small selection in the world that flow from south to north. Everything else, flows from north to south.
so yeah, long story
It's
short.
an underground river. It's an underground river. So when I drove her over it, it was
There you
like
go.
a foot wide stream of water in like a 3 football field wide riverbed. And she's like, "Where is it?"
No, he tells me, do you see this bridge up ahead? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, the Mojave River runs underneath that bridge. And he's like, you're going to get, I was like, okay, that's great. I want to see it, and he's like, it's really pretty. I'm like, okay, cool. We go over the bridge and I'm like, where's the water? And you see this little teeny tiny stream. I mean, it's like a stream. Like, it rained a little bit and there's like a teeny tiny mud puddle. And he's like, there's the river. I'm like, what? So yeah, that was the Mojave River for me.
Beautiful.
And Marshall, this one's for you.
Uh,
Have a great night. None for now.
Bradford Marshall Machine Wise has a button lock integral called the Sonora, and they just released the tie frame lock called the Mojave. Yep, I'm definitely gonna have to check them out.
Yeah, the button lock. I'm not into button locks really, but that one, it's a beautiful looking knife. It really is. I didn't even know they were doing a folder. I think I saw Tri-State with it, and it was like, I think Blade Show Atlanta or Blade Show Texas, and he was looking at it just before Blade Show, opened up,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh wow, it's just really nice machining. Just look great.
Yeah. I like button locks for fidgeting. I don't like button locks for like a workhorse knife. I know there's button locks out there that can be plenty rigid. Many of the companies that make out the side autos, build them for combat and they hold up with the button locks. But I've just seen too many button locks where that lock just doesn't inspire confidence. So, but when it comes to fidgeting, button locks can be all kinds of fun.
Yeah, they can. That they can.
Can you click on Knives and Gears?
Yep.
Comment?
Oh, you're being attacked by JoJo?
Yeah.
All right.
He said, at least you had a little puddle. In Arizona, most rivers are just dry rocks. That's okay, because don't let Marshall hear this, but they think their mountains are like mountains, but it's rocks. They're rocks and mountains. I'm messing, but it's like giant rocks, because I'm used to like Tennessee, North Carolina, Blue Ridge, all that, and it's like, oh, look at the mountains. And Marshall's like, this is our mountains. I'm like, those are rocks. Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny, but she was telling everyone at home, there are mountains out here. There's no trees on them. They're just piles of rocks.
Yeah. And Caleb says top liner locks are way better. Yeah. Are way better.
Still not my thing, but an improvement. But there's just something about I don't know if it's the placement or what, and like the center lock is especially not my thing. That center button and the pivot, but that's just personally. I feel like my hand would go there if I'm using it, like in a grip. But I'm sure that there are people who tell me that in the times that they've used it, never happened. But just for me, I just wouldn't trust. That's just wouldn't trust.
So, what are your favorite locking mechanisms?
I do like. People ask me if I prefer frame lock or liner lock. I really don't know. I really like both a lot. I don't know. Even thinking about it, I can't choose.
Okay.
Liner lock, frame lock are definitely my preference, though.
Okay. Yeah, I'm partial to the liner lock over the frame lock. Having been a maker, I understand that there really isn't as much of a difference between a frame lock and a liner lock as people think. I like the liner because you've got the scale covering it, so you're less likely to have problems opening it or anything like that by pushing on the lock
Yeah.
bar. But everybody's got their own opinions. I've learned that a long time ago. And I'm a big fan of like crossbar style locks or what I call an interrupted lock, where you've got something blocking the blade and locked into the handle as well. I just feel having that obstacle there is even more reinforced by the frame, is even a stronger method of locking.
Yeah. I hear really great things as far as stability from a crossbar.
And it's ambidextrous.
Yeah. I think I only have I have two. I have a Spyderco Little Native, my second Spyderco ever, and I really like it. And Broke AZ actually gifted me this James Brand, this little guy right here. And I'm not into crossbars, but this one's really good.
Yeah.
It's really good. It's unique. It's a little different.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's see. The Chicken Commander says the high desert used to be a fun place back in the 70s and 80s.
Yep.
Fook, we all have our things. I won't go back to a slip joint. K&G sounds like a department store, but that's what I'm calling you for short. Depends on what elevation you go. In Arizona, it's the same, but if you go above like 4,000 feet, you will actually see trees. Yeah, when it snowed, when I was there, I saw trees.
Yep.
When we went like way up in the mountain, I was like, take me back to lower ground.
Yep.
And I love the mountains too.
And then out here, we have a mountain called Mount Baldy that's so tall. You got no trees at the bottom, then you got trees, and then you got no trees at the top because the air is too thin.
Yeah. Caleb, I much rather have a frame lock, butt, or liner lock, even texted liner or crossbar, really like shark locks. That was a mouthful, Caleb.
Yeah.
Fook says liner locks get to be pretty on both sides when.
Yep. I agree with that too.
And Kelly, I prefer liner or bolster lock, which I think they're the same thing, though they differentiate it. So, LOL.
Yeah.
And it's funny, I totally heard that in Kelly's voice. Caleb, I like frame locks, liner locks. The nested liners are very cool. I like crossbar locks and shark locks, but button locks are sketchy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's how I feel.
They can
Kelly,
be for sure.
Yeah, frame locks are good, but some, with the way your fingers set on it, the slightest pressure can make you not be able to open the knife. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, there can be some sensitivity there for sure.
Yeah. And Cicero says, how in the actual heck do dog farms evolve when he eats the same thing every night? Oh, dog farts.
Oh.
I was like, dog farms? What is this man doing?
Yeah. I was like,
yeah.
Somebody call Sarah McLachlan,
Dog farms over here.
Yeah, I was like, Dog farms evolve. I'm like, what is happening? Do I even want to know? But yeah.
I want to hear Arms of the Angel now.
And I didn't look to see if any of the mods posted the link in there. Let me go look.
And
That was Brighton. All right. Mods, wake up. Come on. I'm going to grab it and I'm going to post his website in there and his YouTube channel.
What's your average turnaround time for if somebody like does a CAD project with you?
It can vary. Because like I said, I'll go back and forth with through the process. Like I'll show the way it starts with me is they'll send me their sketch. I'll do a basic, very plain model just to make sure that they have the handle and the blade how they want. And there'll be oftentimes they'll be like, oh, can we round this part? Can we change this blade a little bit right here? So they'll do some tweaks. And then I'll do the blade, start the blade, do the blade grind. If they approve the blade grind, then I do the jimping or whatever any kind of spices they want done to the blade. Then I move on to the first step of doing the frame, do what they want there, the contouring, if they want milling and inlay, whatever. Then I do, or even before that, I'll do the first part of lockup. So I go through steps with them and considering if they don't have it, if it's just a plain sketch with no internals, then I have to figure out if their design's going to work. If I'm going to be able to do the lockup how they want, the stop pin they want. Because if they don't factor in the stop pin, all of a sudden, they have a front flipper when that's not what they were designing, because the material is there, or reverse that, they can't have the front flipper. So there are a lot of factors that go into each design that could either make it longer or could make it shorter. The quickest design that I ever worked on was Tactical Terry 1931 Leatherworks Orlock. That design, he had it sketched out. He had the internal sketched out. I did have to tweak the size of certain things to make it, to adjust that to actual sizes that would work. But other than that, it was breezy, so quick. So that one I think I did in like 12 hours or something like that, 9 to 12 hours. So it's just each project varies. I would say if it goes smoothly with some changes, maybe like 3 days, but it can be longer. It can be like a week. Because like I said, I keep them very involved because it's their design. I want them to be happy with it. And they might want to change some things, and that just happens sometimes.
Well, that's good to know. A lot of guys that offer CAD services, they'll get people waiting, weeks or even months. And it's just like a lot of the times when you're working with these factories or working, like if you're trying to license a design out, they want like instantaneous, results.
Yeah, and there's the same for the designer. If you're reaching out to a company that's overseas, it's going to take a while for that communication. You're going to have to stay up late nights waiting for that response. And you want it to be, there's going to be the language barrier. So you want your design to be very clear cut. You want them to know what you're doing. You want to have very minimal, communication of any kind of tweaks. So you want it to be what you want. You want them to see it. That's why whenever I send them pictures, I'll send them the plain design in the model, not in render form, but all modeled out, just not in render. Send them angles, different angles, the backside, closed side, different angles, front, the backside with the clip. And then with renders, I'll do less of those, but sometimes I go crazy. I say 6 in my website, and I'll send like 20. So I go crazy sometimes, but I want to offer the looks. One for the company to know exactly what they want, so there's less communication, and the other one for the company to get excited. So so just having getting those angles for them, and going through that process, taking it to the fullest as much as I can. You know, it takes time, but it also helps them. I want them to be happy. I want them to know that they can trust me with their design.
Pretty cool.
Adventure 50 says, Mark, the gavel is one of my favorite small knives. Great design.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that one. Appreciate it. That one was had to be redesigned on the fly. It was supposed to have a forward finger choil, and they did something really crazy up at the front here.
Let me pull the screen up for you.
They turned my forward finger choil into like it had a hump like right in between here. It was really weird. I don't know what they were trying to do, but I took a picture of that they sent me and of their redone their version of the render or file, and I made that a flat. I turned it into a flat. I said, let's do this instead because that's going to be a hot spot. They didn't feel comfortable making it a forward finger choil, and so that was my way of saving the design. In turn of that, it made the flipper tab even smaller after that. So it came out great. I really dig it, and the flat actually works because it is a smaller knife. But I really appreciate that. I wonder if I can get the picture. I can show you. It was crazy. The way they had it.
NJ kept asking, who is the dude in the bottom square? Jay is some random guy. We were at Walmart today, and he come out the store. We're like, "Hey, you wanna do a live with us? Pretend like you know something about knives." He's like, "Yeah, cool." So
he was panhandling. We felt bad for him.
Yeah, yeah. We're like, just throw your hat on backwards. Everyone will buy it. So.
There we go. No trust what you say. I thought I had it right here, but I guess I don't. But they had something unique going on that I was like, oh, okay, I found it. So this is the first version. This is a mock-up of I did a side-by-side. So that the one that they sent me is on this side. That's the first one. I just did cropped the picture and added the other one.
Okay.
So that's the first version.
Oh,
they sent me. That
is weird.
That weird. Yeah. So I didn't know what was going on there. That was not my file. I guess they were trying to find a way to do a forward finger choil or make it 50-50, but I was like, whoa! I was really excited to see it when they sent it, and then I was very disappointed after. But they did a great job after that. You know, they went with the file after I sent. They adjusted it, and it came out great. I'm very happy with it. It was a little, a misstep, but those things happen. And I don't know how they came to that from my file, but I'm glad we got it adjusted.
Angel said it looked like a camel's hump, I think.
It did.
Yep.
It was very.
And Jay said, "Cool hand loot." And Blue answered Jay and said, "That's the celebrity square, Jay." Yeah. And it's kind of funny he says that, because when people are on our lives, we always put them down at the bottom. So it's just easier for them, them to be not singled out, but it's just a little bit easier. And, but yeah, so it's funny he says that. That's where we put everybody. I mean, I normally put Marshall in the corner and that works. So, yeah, no. That's him. And I pinned your website link at the top of the chat. And
oh, thanks so much. I appreciate it.
And a couple of the mods also put up your YouTube channel. So I'm pretty sure most of you already subscribed to Loot. If you're not, head over there, subscribe to him. Yes, we do, Fook. We do put Marshall in the corner. But yeah, go there, subscribe to him. He does great lives. And he does like a lot of, messing around with a cat. Last night, I think he was doing a basketball. And he's like,
Yeah.
He was like, yeah, it won't let me like move the filaments or whatever. And I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I just watched.
It was a unique.
Yep, exactly. Welcome, Paul. Glad to have you back. But yeah, Fook said nobody puts Marshall in the corner, and Jay says nobody puts baby in the corner. So I guess you're the baby.
I'm not
Marshall?
even.
I don't know.
No. We're not going there. No. I was hoping you wouldn't read that one.
Yes, Tommy, I saw that. I saw your video of the Clydesdale, and I was actually thinking about trying to develop a way to steal that from you, but it's on loan, so I need to figure out who your connections are. Get my hands on one. Tommy's like, I say nothing.
I appreciate you, man, so much. I'm glad you're liking it.
And this is for you, Mark.
Okay, cool, man. Yeah, I'll take a look at it. I'll see what you got in the email there. What I think you just said you wanted some input, something. I got you. But yeah, this has been a really fun live. I wasn't sure how it would go. You know, it's funny. I don't get as nervous when I do my own lives, but whenever I'm a guest, I don't know. I start feeling a little more anxious.
Yeah.
I went on Maddie's yesterday for a little bit, and I started feeling, a little more
Well, you
anxious,
never really,
but it's been really fun.
really know what to expect when it's like being in someone else's house and being the center of attention. It's like,
Yeah.
there's going to be judgment there somewhere.
Well, I mean, that's like on our live streams, even our like videos, Blaze Show West and whatnot, in the shop, we're all about trying to promote the others. And even like within the shop, some of them are like, why aren't you promoting yourself? And it's like, because we want to do this for others, and it's just,
Yeah.
But even doing the in the shop videos, we have learned, well, I can't speak for Marshall, but I know for a fact I have learned a lot of things, and seeing how people do things differently and different process, even different thought process. So it's pretty cool. But the thing about it is even on our live streams, we like to focus on the guest that, that we have, and just, hey, this is the stuff you have. Let's hear about it, because, we know about your knives and stuff like that. But I like to know things like why and how, and, what occurred in your brain to be like, this is a good idea. Again, like I said, the thought process. And I think it also helps others get to know you better. And so they understand which some people don't really question designs, but when, you're like on that side of things, you do. Because when you see someone else's design, you're like, okay, your brain goes to, how was this designed? Like, how did this become like, so, so for me personally, it helps me like understand that person better. And, that's like Leon Ma, like his knives. I love like a lot of his knives and whatnot. So, but yeah, and it's like, he's so sweet, bless his heart. He's so very sweet. And, you get a chance to talk to him and you're like, hey, what about this? And he's like, yeah, just, he'll tell you whatever you want to know. And, but I like that, about, a lot of the designers, is that they're willing to sit down and talk to you, and, and not, again, I know we don't need to get on that subject about sharing information, and helping each other out, because that's a whole other subject. But, it's good that they are willing to come out and let people get to know them as a designer, as a person, and whatnot. And to me, it helps the brand.
Yeah, I think so too.
So that was really long-winded, but that was my eventual point. I went around the house, outside the fence, back in,
She's learning from me.
Yeah. Well, no, it's just there's just so much, like I said, involved when it comes to designing a knife. So, um, some people literally you're just sit down, you draw a knife, and then you're like, okay, that's what you got to do, and that's so not the process. But Tommy said I was on TKE's live, was afraid he was going to start the hard interview questions.
Well, when you're eventually on ours, we'll make sure you're in a dark, smoke-filled room with a spotlight directly on you. You know, the rattling of chains in the background. You know.
Uh-oh. Barbie did a super chat. You know what that means? She did a $2 super chat. Thank you, Barbie.
Thank you, Barbie.
We appreciate your support. And she says, still having a great giveaway at 500 subs. Go sub me. Y'all go sub this woman.
Now go check out Barbie.
Yep.
Yes.
Fun live streams over there.
All right. So this means Barbie is going to need some capital. Right.
Thank you, Barbie.
Hey man, we got to see those moves with the cowbell, man.
Yeah. Wasn't Gareth supposed to Garrett HB, or he changed his name to Bladed Pixie or something?
Oh yeah,
but,
Bladed Pixie.
Yeah, he was supposed to make a video of himself imitating Will Ferrell and send it to us.
Yeah, we're still waiting on that.
Yeah, definitely. But yeah, I like the idea. We need to like start doing our interviews, like have the person like in the black shadow, and you know, do like the little AI voice changer and
oh yeah, like the conspiracy theory and alien videos. Absolutely.
Yeah. Barbie, you need a gong emoji now. I know there's a lot I need to do. I'm already doing so much, it's insane. So I promise I will make a gong emoji, but when I can't give you a timeline because I'll be lying.
Right.
It will happen before the end of this year.
Yeah, and things will speed up because we're actually, you know, things are actually easier to do even with the tech side of things, which, you know, is more on Marissa's shoulders. When we're in the same place, she can be like, real quick, here, this is how you do that. Send me off to do my thing. Where trying to explain long distance doesn't always work out. So once I'm out there, you know, things will be picking up a little bit faster too on the tech side of things.
Yeah, and I'll still be doing the tech, and
I'll be helping with it.
Yeah, okay. I'm so like OCD when it comes to certain things. It's like, you know, Barbie says, I'll make something you can check out. Okay. Sounds good to me. Would you like to donate a gong emoji? I'm all for it. But yeah. Once he gets out here, I'm going to be putting him to work on a lot of things. So
yeah.
But you're learning all sorts of stuff over there.
Oh yeah. But we are now officially 3 hours into our live. Do you need to go eat, Mark? I don't know if you were able to eat between your moving and sitting down with us. I don't want to keep you much longer.
I'm actually gonna go try to move a little bit more stuff.
Okay.
Tomorrow's the last day to be out of there, so the last bit to go.
Yeah.
And then probably will be some snacking.
Well, we really appreciate you taking the time out to be here with us.
I appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, really, I've enjoyed having you on here. It's been I've been having fun talking to you. And just I kept telling Marshall, I'm like, he's gonna hate me because I have like 10 million questions.
Yeah.
Oh, it was really fun. I really enjoyed it. And a lot of information that you allowed me to give, and You guys do a great job. It was really fun. I appreciate y'all.
Well, thank you.
Yep. Thank you again for being here. We'll definitely have to do it again sometime in the future. Yep. And purely enjoyed it.
Yep, absolutely. And
thanks.
we'll definitely be getting ourselves some shirts from you. And I'm going to need one of your wingspans. So
Yeah, we're gonna need to catch up at a Blade show at some time.
are
I
you going to
think
be
I'll
in
put it out
Atlanta?
in the deal. Yeah, I want to. I'm trying. So
Okay.
if I make it, I'm definitely gonna catch up with you.
Well, we'll be there for certain. We won't be doing a table or booth or anything. We'll be wandering around filming. So look for two crazy people covered in Legion steel gear, and that'll
Got
be
it. I
us.
hope
I don't
to.
know. There's supposed to be others covered in LSK gear too. So
Yeah.
Well, again,
Well,
thanks again, guys.
All right.
all right.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here.
Have a good
great
night.
evening. Later, everybody.
All right,
All right.
everybody. Let's see. Lance said last plug for my new video. If you guys want to throw up any links or anything before we end for the night, go ahead. Give you guys a little time to do that. But yeah, we purely enjoyed having Loot on tonight. He is just a great guy in general, and he is so informative when it comes to answering the questions and everything that I was asking. And I love the talent and the skill that goes behind his knives. So definitely going to be those two wingspans are going to be in my collection, and so I'm looking forward to that. Looking forward to supporting him, and I'm anxious to see if what the version 2 Clydesdale is going to come out as. So, but yep, have a good night, everyone.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Adventure 50.
Yeah. Yep. We really enjoyed his perspective. We'll be back live again Saturday. Don't forget, we're going to be doing a all subscriber giveaway and a members giveaway. Also, we're going to be having an all-female knife panel with Miss Kelly White, Miss Barbie, EDC girl, and with Twisted Sis. Great, just amazing women. So make sure you tune in for that. And yeah, we'll have a fun time. Rob, is it over now?
Yep, pretty much.
Yep.
We've come to the end of the road for the night.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be having a girls' night Saturday night, but it's for everyone. We're just going to be having an all-female knife panel because we want the opportunity as women to, just talk about knives, all things EDC, and share. And we, believe it or not, we don't all think the same just because we're women. We do have differing opinions. And we actually today we enjoyed sharing those differing opinions and our thoughts and everything. The knives we like, we didn't. So yeah. Okay, Barbie. So yeah, just make sure you tune in Saturday. We're gonna have some fun. It's
and
for everybody.
I'll be popping into the chat here and there while I'm on the road. I'll have to stop and rest every once in a while. So stretch my legs. I'll make sure to say hi.
Yes, definitely. Ron said, "Are you giving away any women?" No, not Saturday. It might be in the near future. We can find some to get rid of, but
I think there's laws against that, though.
Well, if they're like voluntarily, like, yeah, I'll go. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But no, we're not giving away any women. Blue. Kelly says, yes, I like reverse flicks. Some people don't. Yep.
Yep.
It's like everybody's singing.
Oh, Kelly.
Rolf. That's good. Ron. You guys would kill me. Yeah. Absolutely. And the dog in Kelly's picture, I got to meet him today. Super cute. Super cute. Yeah. He was interested in the cat when she was holding the cat. Cleo.
Oh.
So, but yes. All right, guys. Y'all have a
Bye.
great night. And you're fine, Kelly.
Yeah.
But yep, you guys have a great night, and we will
Bye.
see you again. Well, I will see you guys again Saturday while Marshall travels, and we have fun.
All right.
So,
Take care, everybody.
yep, take care, everyone, and we'll see you Saturday.
All right. Have a great night.